Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Team Fortress TV. Thank you for your patience as we've got no time. We've got barely any time. We are going live this very second. We've just made the boat and I'm here on this boat with Kratos from these many German teams, many past games. Welcome Kratos, and welcome Beta also to the production, who is frantically pressing buttons as we have just gone live. How are you doing, Kratos?
Thanks, man. Doing really good, thanks, glad to be here. So we see, yeah, we're actually already on the middle. Demo trade is going live. It looks really good for the red team. They had gone some good position, but apparently getting pressured back by the soldier, by Polygon, doing a really good job there, pushing the team back, and Medic gets disconnected, Champagne getting chased as well by Tops. And it's a 1v1 here, Tops with a melee gets Champagne, and that's looking pretty good for the blue team.
Well, now that's a hook. That's what they do in Hollywood, Kratos. They start with the action and then they explain the details later on. Exactly. And this is our introduction to our ETF2L Season 30, sponsored by STN Trading and Scrap.tf. This is technically our Week 2 game, and we've got a double bill for you, Kratos, as well as all this Twitch chat. This is our first content of the bin, which is comprised of Mookie, Ubers, Ratslayer, Crafty, Champagne, and Mr. Epic. Over on the Week 2 side will be their first opponent. It's the Bus Crew, which is Condom, Yon, Polygon, Tobbs, Alba, and Bot Mode. Okay, Hunky Dory.
Uber's getting forced off by Condom there in a kind of bad position, and they are pushing, but it doesn't look good for them. The Uber was just on too early, since Alba ate some damage there, and then the Uber was forced way too early in the window there, and they couldn't get any position out of that.
Excellent. So we are in our first map. It's Granary. It's going to be also, I think it will be Gully Wash later on as well. So we'll get used to this Granary map because we're going to be seeing it all throughout tonight, Kratos. As I do see
that's great.
The bin pushing in now. They're trying to play off this Uber advantage. They've got the Uber charge now, so they've got something to threaten them with. They do drop Mr. Epic during that Uber, however, so they're going to have to try and pick up the pieces, and it looks like the pieces are actually being picked up by the Bus Crew here. They have docked, they have entered the station, and they're claiming names. Yon will actually take down Ratslayer in a trade as well. What a disastrous Uber, Kratos.
Yeah, Uber's got disconnected there as well, and he wasn't following up on the Uber from Champagne, and then couldn't quite do anything with that Uber, and the soldier pressure is so important on these Granary middle. But Champagne somehow gets out of that alive, but Condom has a huge Uber advantage here with 85%, and Champagne is only on 25%, so that's going to be a tough hold there. They're pulling out the heavy on Crafty, see if that can change anything.
Now, I know a lot of people are kind of looking at the stream right now and like, Condom? Since when did Condom join the Bus Crew? Well, that is a merc, as it's such an early time. It's caught us even on guard as well, as they had to swap him out for Martin because he can't make the time just yet. The Polygon will push in now with the Uber, take out the sentry gun, so not quite the most successful Uber in the world. As
and a huge airshot by Tops on Champagne. There was huge. Champagne was on like 75 Uber, and Tops gets him out with a huge airshot there, and that probably changed the round. Unless Crafty and Mr. Epic can win the 2v2 against the Scout Medic, no, they can't. That was huge by Tops, like a huge game-changing airshot.
It was a great little play by Bot Mode over on that left-hand side, where he just drew two eyes for him for so long. It gave Albus time to kind of contemplate and ponder whether or not he'll go for the point with his medic, and he did decide to take the plunge there, Kratos, and it paid off dividends. It used all the ammo to take down Bot Mode, and they had nothing left for Alba, and Alba just kind of cleaned up. Alright, second mid, we're all caught up now, all the details are done, I've done all the sponsors, we're here now, you know who's co-casting, you know who's actually casting, it's me, your buddy Turbo, and Peter's producing, and the first thing I see is a big bomb in from Tobbs, and he's actually just going to try and flank in around. It was really Polygon that was doing the damage there, or at least controlling the opposing bomb coming out from Mookie, and because Tobbs has kind of caught himself a little bit behind, he has drawn a few eyes and a bit of aggro away from his team, who can start moving up from this corner. Usually any team that takes this corner, Kratos, gets absolutely pummeled with spam, but they're still holding the line here, Kratos, defying TF2
meta. And Mr. Epic are doing a great job there, playing with the heals and just denying the jumping soldier. Uber gets forced off now by Champagne as well, having Crafty and Mr. Epic. Mr. Epic goes down, that misplay there, and Alba can just chase now with the heal. But the spawners are on the way, so the bin can probably hold the yard.
Oh, I thought I was expecting a second mid-fight there, almost for a tiny little period, but they decided to back off, play with their heals instead of risking it, and probably the wise move. I think they have the majority of it capped out, and they could have just called reinforcements if they just sent their few players back on that point. They do throw in Alba and try and force this choke wave, but it's called choke for a reason, Kratos. It's so difficult to get in there without that Uber charge to kind of plow through the initial front line, and there we go, that's just basic TF2 at work for the bin. They're going to claim all those lives as well as the midpoint here.
Yeah, it was really well played there by the bin, just sending in their soldiers as soon as they shown up in the choke there and just cleaning up all the prey. And now they have a full Uber advantage, so that's going to be a really good push from the bin here. They set up really well now for the second point. They have a sniper and forward spawn that they're just avoiding it by going to left yard. That's a really smart move.
Nice. Now, Kratos, is there any sort of particular person you're keeping your eye on this match? Is there anyone that's kind of close to your heart at this game at all?
Well, I mean, I've played together last season with Crafty. He was backupping for our team, and I think for now he's doing a really good job, as you can also see in the scoreboard. And I think they didn't cap too many points, so I think he should be doing quite well with kills as well. So it has to be Crafty.
Alright, well, let's see if they can make a crafty first step as they start going in with this Uber. Well, they actually drop Champagne over with the sniper. That is not bad news bears for the bin, as they are actually doing a good job of picking up what seems to be a disastrous push, and they're really making a good go of this. Are they actually just going to win this out outright? Oh my god, Kratos! I can't believe it. You never see this in...
That was weird. They just left like all the position to the bin, and they could just cap off the point, even if they had the advantage there with getting that medic kill onto Champagne, but they just, I don't know, they gave them too much space and they could just cap off the point. It's a huge misplay.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. That is almost a taboo in TF2. You never see that sort of play happen, but they made it nonetheless. Ratslayer, Yon, they've turned up to their third mid, and nobody's really winning out in the demo 1v1 so far. It's up to the Bombers, the Roamers, and Mookie's actually just taken the high ground there, or the lamppost, and he will draw a few eyes, allowing Ubers to kind of unlock some damage into the bin here, but will be controlled, takes down a man with him, and they just between both of these teams kicking the enemy roamers, they were just a bit more successful on the bin, Kratos.
Yeah, that was really well played by Tops and Polygon there, just jumping in just a little bit delayed and getting the medic kill, but there was no follow-up from the team, but a lot of good pressure as well from the bin, so that's the first middle for the bin here.
Kratos in our little rushed introduction, I say rushed, more like late. Who do you think is going to win this evening? I don't think you can get a chance to get a prediction out of you. Is there anyone you got your money on?
I would go with the bin. I mean, we're following them for the whole evening, so I hope it's the bin. I hope we see some good action from them.
Okay, well, Ratslayer, in the meantime, is just kind of holding his ground on the right-hand side, while the Roamer over on Ubers and Mookie try and pressure in the front line, but the front line bites back heavy and hard. They will go down, and Mookie, I'm surprised he wasn't kind of into the fray as well. They're actually going for a pick onto Lunchbox, but they lose into the scout during that, and he just gets flanked around from the Z area anyway, despite all that play coming out from the bin. And oh god, they even lose Ratslayer on this. They're just bleeding, hemorrhaging kills here, Kratos.
Yeah, and now they have a full Uber advantage here, and Alba and John are on their way to middle. I'm not sure if it's too smart if they go immediately without the spawners. But yeah, it looks like they're delaying it a bit. Or not. John is jumping in on his own.
Crafty.
Condom will probably get forced, so it looks like.
Crafty's on top of Condom. Condom's picking up some health pack. He's receiving... Oh, he does drop! He's just too stubborn of a medic to actually pop that Uber. They say only the best medics drop Ubers, Kratos. Is this true, or that was just an obnoxious hold? What do you say, Kratos?
I mean, I think they should have just fallen back, but then John just jumped in and forced Condom to go in. But I mean, even though if you used it Uber, I think it would have been just a waste, so it's not a...
so that was a good medic drop, basically.
Yeah, it was the smart drop.
The smart drop. Well, let's see if the smart bomb will counter back. Condom!
Oh!
Get destroyed, Condom! My god, taunt Mookie. There we go, that is the tasty TF2 we were expecting. They pop in the Uber now whilst everyone was awestruck by that air shot onto Condom there. Dear Lord, Kratos.
Yeah, it's not huge, not good for Condom, dropping the Uber and then getting slammed by Mookie with that air shot, so not a good game for Condom so far, but let's see, it can just go better now.
Quick, substitute, where's Martin when you need him? Just, poor Condom, he just feels like he's like a magnet, he just takes, all these kills just seem to happen to him. Well, let's see if the another mid will fortune him a little bit better. Nobody's really initially winning out on this Demoman war. Maybe a bit more position coming out of Ratslayer, but Yon will get his heals, come back into the fight, and there's trading even a piece so far. The position just looks a bit better from the bus crew right now. They've got the high ground. Look at Alba! Cleanup crew, janitor, he's actually going to pick up the Champagne kill as well with the final kill onto the medic. She's going to get a delayed respawn, and Champagne won't be healing her team anytime soon. They will be capping off that midpoint with the ×2 cap, but they're already set up on second Kratos. They've got stickies at the top, Yon's got stickies on the right as well. Textbook TF2.
Yeah, now they can just set up, like both medic died, so they will have... Oh, Condom has crit streak as well, so that's gonna be an interesting push. They have the Uber advantage now with that crit streak. Well, that's gonna be interesting, but they set up a sentry, I think. Yeah, Mr. Epic is on the sentry on the bottom right area, where I like it much more. I think, can't remember who it was, Botmouse, I think, just set the sentry up on the left side. But on the right side I like it much more how Mr. Epic is doing it right now. But it's gonna be tough pushing into that sentry if they position well enough. They are trying to go on top with a soldier crit.
What?
It's gonna be interesting.
A soldier crit? Well, they tried to snipe Champagne and it doesn't quite clip him. And because look at the slow speed of that rocket there, it's like your grandma's crit streak going so slowly. You can see it a mile coming off. Tobbs will go in for the Champagne kill, but gets cleaned up by the crafty sniper. And that was just optimistic in my opinion, Kratos.
Yeah, it's really hard to push from top with a soldier, because especially if there's a sniper set up and as well as sentry gun, so I don't think you should be doing that, but I think they just kind of blind pushed into that because they knew they had the advantage and then they just wanted to go as soon as possible, but they should have probably, you know, checked what the defense is. But the bin did it really great now, and now they have the full Uber advantage to push that middle. Hope they are not doing the same what... Oh, they're going to the choke point actually with the scout and the demo. They're getting a lot of space as well. Condom is going down as well, huge chase there. So that's looking really good for the bin.
Yeah, they had what I like to call the explosive chariot going. They had the scout, the demo man just hunting down that medic, and the medic just doesn't have the speed to run away from that deadly force. The counter initiation coming in from the bus crew though, they want to hold on to this point because they've got the respawn advantage, and what confidence coming out from the bus crew here. They're actually going for the flank as well. Ubers is a bit outgunned almost. He needs to start reloading, and he actually will pick off a kill despite the numbers advantage favouring the bus crew. They're back into the fire of the high ground. Poor Champagne is just wrestled to the ground. You do have some respawners coming in from the bin now, but they're a little bit too late. Mookie's actually going to hoover up a health pack, doesn't really contribute too much to the fight. Crafty's going to steal another health pack. I think they were looking to steal some kills there, Kratos, not some health packs.
Yeah, they were probably just trying to go for their enemy medic after Champagne died, and it's the right decision. Unfortunately, they couldn't get anything, and now it's looking really good again for the blue team, for Aura Elektro. They have 50%, oh not 50, yeah 50% Uber charge. So they have some time to set it up. Let's see if they can do it better this time with the normal Uber charge.
Oh, Polygon gets picked off as they're trying to just edge the point here, see if they can get that ground for free, because I think they really want to use this Uber for the last point here, but they've set up in the way over on the bin that they want to force them on the second point to use this Uber, and they're looking to push this flank now that they have the Uber charge in their back pocket, but they need to be a bit worried about some rollers, some spam coming in. They will wrestle it from them eventually, but it's delayed enough time for Champagne to get that final stretch of Uber.
Yeah, we see another NG as well. They're just forcing all the way. Oh, Champagne hits some big pipe damage there, but able to force out that Uber charge. And Condom stays alive as well. That's really important for them to hold the second point here.
That was very nice actually from the bus crew to pop the Uber so early but get out unscathed, not dropping a single kill there, let alone like the important kills. As They will get out, start building quickly. There is like about a 10% advantage here. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough for a map like Granary. What do you think, Kratos? What's going to happen in this Act 2?
Probably not. If they push on the dot, I think they will get delayed enough by the sentry gun as well from Crafty here. I don't know if it would be nice here to go for that.
We actually have a banner in the works here, a rare sight. Well, not so rare nowadays, as Mookie's running that. I think that's the conch one, the one that makes you go all fast and speedy, so maybe we'll see a quick push out on this counter attack. Polygon will be thrown in, gets juggled by the sentry gun and then cleaned up by Ubers. Just a typical sort of downplay trade whilst both Ubers are even right now. It looks like they didn't want to go for the dot push there, Kratos. Oh no, Ratslayer overextended, gets killed by Bot Mouse.
Yeah, that's a really good pick now, and now they should be pushing, trying to get that sentry gun, and then immediately we push without Uber. But they are delaying it so much, I don't think they can do anything with that pick now. So they will just trade Ubers, and they even lose Bot Mouse as well, so... Yeah, they delayed it too much. They probably wanted to wait for Polygon there, but even though he would have been there, I don't think it would be nice to wait, because they should just trade the Uber and then we push with the demo advantage.
I think the issue here was because they had Alba on the sniper there, and snipers are just not a great contributor when you're making these sort of thin razor line pushes off of tiny advantages. I mean, Ratslayer did go down, that is kind of a big pick, but it's just still a bit pear-shaped to go in with a sniper, as Alba's justifying, he's justifying himself now. He will go down to the sentry gun and he takes out Ubers, and not sure about that trade really, but I guess he was just kind of going for the greedier kill once he got that room.
Yeah. To be fair, that's a really fancy sentry positioning there by Crafty. I haven't seen that before. Probably Alba didn't expect that one.
Yeah, he's actually decided to give it another shot, that sentry gun spot. It's pretty good at actually picking out those greedy snipers. I know the snipers like to kind of elongate their peaks here over on this left-hand shutter door, but I don't know. I feel like Alba has to play like this if he wants to make these massive kills happen, because they're adapted over on the bin. They've got Champlain close to the doors, the soldiers even closer to the doors. They've got sentry gun pretty close as well. Ratslayer is looking at that left-hand side like a hawk. It's quite tense here in this game, Kratos.
Yeah, Alba's trying the angle on the top this time, but he got spotted again by Mookie, it was, I think, this time. He's just playing with the heals, waiting for the picks, so all the eyes on Alba.
Is sniper definitely the go-to here, Kratos? Is there not a better way to kind of break up the stalemate on the Granary last push?
Yeah, definitely.
No doubt, nothing. There's absolutely not a single thing. What happened if, like, don't you... How much time do you give this sniper then? Do you feel like there's a certain time limit you should give him until... Oh, well...
Oh, Mr. Epic wins the fight. And Mookie now with the buff banner or conch or whatever, trying to go onto Condom. Condom gets forced here, and that's looking really good for the bin, because they have 2 kills already and only lost 1 and didn't even force the Uber yet.
Ooh,
Champagne holds onto the Uber, that's really good as well. Botmouse going down to the sentry gun. And now Crafty's back onto Scout and they're ready to push this.
Yeah, they're out, and Tom's even has his own conch in the background. I think he might have used it maybe, and he's holding... No, he's just keeps switching back and forth. I thought you know that whole malarkey where you've used the conch and you hold down the button and you've still got it equipped. I'm just reading too much into it. Polygon is just taking a peek over in ramp room and just spots the push coming from the left-hand side. I expect a numerous amount of spam coming out from the bus crew here. They shouldn't be getting in for free. They actually went for a play instead from ramp room. Botmouse is trying to follow up that play, but it's just not coming up trumps at all.
On top with the banner now, going onto Mr. Epic, trying to get something onto Champagne. Champagne had to use the Uber there. And now they have a full Uber advantage, but let's see if they can escape though. Condom is already all the way back, yeah, looks really good for that.
I mean, did she have to use the Uber there? I mean, it was just looked like she lost sightline of him, didn't realise where the second rocket was going to come from, so it was just like a safety pop. But, you know, if they had like the wall hacking technology that we've got, Kratos, they would have realised that. I don't think she would have been forced necessarily to use the Uber there. Alright, we're going in for another push. This time it's Bus Crew's turn to take this push in, and Condom hasn't really been pressured at all. They're just trying to pick on the flank instead. It's a separate tactic for the bin here, and it's not going as well as they hoped. They have got a back cap going, but it's not quicker enough as they've only got that time 6 cap from the bus crew. And there we go. We've got a man behind, saving Private Crafty here, or is Crafty saving himself? He just weasels his way out. He might actually get the massive flank onto Condom. They turn around now onto Crafty. All 3 shots he had there, couldn't quite get them all to connect. And they did send a soldier out into yard to kind of spam down, but didn't really come together there, Kratos.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He got some nice shots onto Condom, but he bought so much time though, so Champagne can pop off her Uber as well. And now it's just an Uber trade. Mookie and Crafty still down, so they probably have to fall back here. But that bought them so much time, so that's really good for them.
Alright, well, they've got the second push pretty much off of the player advantage alone. I don't think they'll make the push for the last point though. They've got to be worried about some of these respawns. Oh no, they're big dicking it. Who? Well, that teaches me, Kratos. They're going for it anyway, despite the manpower, the reinforcements. Polygon doesn't really find the initial rockets to open up this fight, and I felt like if they were going to go for that play, it was all or nothing, Kratos. You can't take the slow fight against those respawners, in my opinion.
Yeah, and Crafty and Mr. Epic cleaning up here. Buttmouse and John going down, and Mr. Epic keeps going in. He's fighting Scout against Medic, has a support there from his team, and they're getting the Uber out of Condom, and that's really good for them. Really well played by Mr. Epic and Crafty here, just going ham into them.
Yeah, so they've got the Uber charge now, and they should be worried about these corners, these possible traps set up by Yon, and they're checking every corner, crevice, every which way, and being good boys, nothing has been sprung on them yet. Mouse is throwing himself in. He is playing the roaming scout, as he will get taken out by Mr. Epic, and I think that's the only attempt on Champagne's life, so she's going to get out scot-free. No need to use the Uber. Actually pick off Tobbs over on the yard area, holding a bit too close there and gave his position away a bit too early. They've got Botmaz hiding in the forward respawns as sniper, and he will have to rotate back.
He's going huge this round, just cleaning up every single frag here. He's on a mission. I can see that.
Well, I mean, God, it cost them so many points there, Kratos, to kind of delay that Uber. It was, what, almost 3 points for that Uber. They throw in Mookie now to kind of get rid of Condom's hard work, but we'll hold on to it. No, not really pressured at all there. And I just want to remind you, it's 2-1, so the bus crew have got to be feeling a bit of squeeze here, Kratos.
Yeah, definitely. Tops is going down. He went in for the counter-suicide, and now it's an Uber over Uber situation again, but this time on the other side. Alba is on the sniper and Mookie is on the sniper, so we will see another sniper duel here.
Kratos, I talked about this briefly with other casters, but what's your kind of like worried minute mark where you look at a scoreline like 2-1 and think, whew, it's only this many minutes left, team, I don't think we're going to do this, or it's just way too hard. What's the danger zone, Kratos?
I mean, I think as soon as it reaches like 5 minutes, it's pretty dangerous. Because you can delay so much on Granary on that last hold as well. Like, it's so hard. If you have a stalemate situation, you can almost only break it with a sniper. So it only relies on that one player to really break the stalemate and then make the good put.
Well, is Tobbs behind? No, he died. There we go. Okay, so with Tobbs cleaned up, I thought that was going to be a fun little story there, but it ended rather quickly. So we've got our timer, we've got our win conditions. Ladies and gentlemen, set your clocks. It is the 1 minute to the 5 minute danger zone. Let's see if Yon and his boys can bail their way out of this game, as they're kind of struggling to get past this initial carpet of stickies that Ratslayer set up on the kind of shutter door. They're thinking about maybe pushing Z, but it's just too hard. They've got an Uber charge just as well as over on the bin. They're making the push on this right hand side. They just have much better sort of, I guess, DM, it seems. Ubers is just getting the right rockets at the right times. Good thing Toms picks up a double kill, a triple kill for that man. Get that man a quad. He gets the quad. Toms coming in huge for the bus crew. Have you got your ticket, Kratos? Are you ready to reach?
That's really huge now. And Condom as well, not popping off that Uber charge. Now they have a full Uber advantage. That was really well played by Condom and obviously by Tops, killing 4 players there.
Mookie onto Condom. Condom gets dropped!
Oh my god.
Saying so! Oh no! Well, even Tobbs will get the fifth streak kill onto him. It is ended by Mr. Epic, and is that good night, Kratos? We're about 16 seconds from that 5-minute timer, and they've just wiped on mid.
Well, they need a kill onto Champagne now, otherwise the round is probably over here. So they don't really have that much time as well to set up a proper last defense, so they need that hero kill onto Champagne now, otherwise it could be really, really close for them, with only 5 minutes left on the clock.
And here I thought condoms were supposed to be safe, Kratos. It seems like condom is the last thing but safe. It just seems so... I don't know, it just seems like such dangerous positions he takes against in these sort of spots. He was like right next to a crate, ready if somebody spotted him basically, he wouldn't see any sort of jumps being thrown at him during that mid push, and it was kind of abused by Muki. So that has turned things around magnificently for the bin as they're pushing in with their Ubercharge now. They do have Condom at like 96%. They just need to hold on a little bit longer, but they're bleeding a lot of kills here. They're flashing everybody. You get an Uber, you get an Uber. Just try and salvage this defense here, the bus crew.
Position from the bin is so
Uber's
good
just
with
got
it.
an air shot. They're just focusing fire just a bit better. They're being pulled apart at the seams. And there we go. The bus crew has been denied that round and maybe even the game here as we're just going into the 3-minute timeline of this match.
Yeah, that play after that Ubercharge was so well played by the bin, just taking all the higher grounds. They had 2 soldiers on the top, and then I think Crafty or Mr. Epic, I'm not sure who it was also on the top there, and then they, after the Uber was faded, they just dropped down and had the full power from the higher ground, so that was really, really well played by them.
Another mid, another attempt, but I'm starting to wonder, Kratos, is it even possible? It just seems like I'm starting to get out my calculator to see if it's even mathematically possible, but they're trying the hard.
I mean, I think it is, and Aura is playing the middle so well. They always had that really good soldier aggression here, but not this time. Tops is getting denied here, Alba is going down as well, and now it looks the other way around. The bin with the higher grounds now, and John and Condom going down, Polygon going for the hero player as the last one alive. But they are winning the mid fight, and that's probably it. It's with 3 minutes on the clock. They need a wonder now to turn around things.
Man, it just... Granary does strike me as a soldiers map, and I feel like the soldiers have just a little bit more oomph over on the bin. I mean, not to disgrace, dear Tobbs and Polygon, they've been wondrous this game as well, but Ubers and Muki just feel like they've been a little bit better in my opinion.
Yeah, I think.
Alright.
That's how the score shows.
Yeah, it's got 2 minutes left. They're making a massacre of this as well. It makes me wonder if they're even trying the heart out. They're actually committing into the push. They will force out the Uber out of Champagne. Tobbs is in behind, and he's taking a long time to actually get dealt with here. Crafty is up on the heavy weapons guy. I guess maybe this is just the lap of victory as Condom is trying to swing his little Ubersaur out. Won't get a kill. It will be 4-1 just to add just a bit more salt to the wound. Kratos, it is definitely over now. Come on.
Yeah, 4-1, 1 minute 50 on the clock, so that's the first map for the bin.
Alright, now, this is my favourite part of an entire cast, Kratos. It's the dead time. It's the sort of part of the game where I don't really commit to casting the game. I don't really commit to stats even. I just kind of waffle on. So, I'll do my best to cast this mid, as I'm sure both of these teams are just here for the glory points now. The logs, baby, as both of the soldiers from the bin will double bomb in synchronized soldiers as they throw themselves into the blob of the bus crew, and they're actually making a good go of it despite the better positions, the better player advantage. Oh, nice direct from the Ubers there.
Yeah, and that's it. Only Alba and Condom left alive, so 4-1 to the bin. Maybe a 5-1, 1 minute left on the clock. Could be a 5-1.
Right, so this was our first little, I guess, slice of the bin here, Kratos. This is part 1 of what seems to be a 4-part series, including your favourite new team now. Is it a team that's impressed you out of the gate? Is it like a team that you expected to do this well in this match, or are they not firing as well as you hoped?
Well, I think the bin played really well. Like Mr. Epic and Crafty, they had a huge game, both of them. And obviously Mookie and Ubers also did some good work there. I mean, Baskro was dominating the middles most of the times with the soldier aggression, but it wasn't enough. Like, they just came back the bin with the heals on the scouts, and it worked pretty well for them. Let's see if it works on Gully Washes.
Well, we didn't even get to the zero timer. Both teams knew it was over, so we just kind of did a quick map change. So no one's going to miss those precious seconds. We can take a quick trip over to our logs, Kratos, if you head on over to that little handy link there. It should be working nice and dandy now. Can you see the numbers, Kratos? Is there anything jumping out at you right now?
Wait, it's still opening for me.
Oh.
Or not opening.
I say, if you've just opened it now, you're not going to see anything. So I'm going to have to be your eyes and ears, okay? So I'm going to shout out some numbers and you tell me like a yay or nay. So we got Ubers sitting with a 2.2. Actually, no, screw that guy. I want to get to the scout. The main macho guy, Mr. Epic, he's sitting at about a 4.5 kill assist death ratio, Kratos. He was a bit of a janitor this game, cleaning up everybody.
Yeah, that's massive stats for him. 27 kills, 18 assists, and only 10 deaths. That's huge stats for him. I was seeing that like in that one round, he had like a full run from their last point to the enemy last point, killing like 11 people or something. That was massive.
Yeah, the closest person contesting him is his buddy, probably Crafty, and maybe even just shy of him is Botmouse, but Botmouse just had an issue with dying as well. He was kind of doing this sort of scout role where he's also a scout, but he's like the roamer who's forcing people as well, and I mean, he was having a pretty good game, and it just seems like if you could keep the guy alive a little bit longer, he could just work his magic more, but he was just always the guy that had to go for the big kills or the big force. We're heading over to medic stats now, and we've got a medic here in the commentary box. So Kratos, is there any interesting stacks you can use your Prem medic experience to kind of extract here?
Well, we see 2 drops from each medics. Condom had more heals, but I think his drops were just that crucial that almost like, I think it cost them like 2 rounds.
Is it worth double?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
I didn't even notice the champagne drops, to be fair. So I think it wasn't that important for them.
I think we evaluated. I think one was a good drop, the good medic drop, and one was the one was the oh dear lord, don't drop that. That was like dropping the baby drop. That was a bad drop. That was almost game crippling. It's going to hurt, and it makes me wonder if they'll have a quick substitute here now. Maybe Martin has come back to the computer. He's going to bail out his buddies, but Condom is Condom. He's always going to have an efficient healing game. It's just like a nice little perk about him. But Champagne, she did well. I was impressed.
Yeah, she played a really well game. Definitely.
Alright, now we get to the good stats here, Kratos. You're never going to see this on any Essential stream. You've got your points capped by zone. This is your Gentleman John extended stats. God bless Gentleman John, as it tells you that Red were surely dominating. Look at it. It actually colours in based on how dominant they were. And it's quite rare to have the entire map lit up as one colour here, Kratos. So make a wish. Like, it is truly a rare momentum. And it shows you the conversions rate as well, the success of like these teams and their attempts on actually converting how many pushes. And Blue had plenty of chances at the last point, it looks like, but they only had like a 20% conversion rate, so they just couldn't crack that last point, Kratos. Is Granary last point just notoriously difficult, or is it one of the easier ones in the map pool?
I think it's really tough to push it without an advantage, and the Bin did it really well as well with the engineer hold all the time. It's really hard to break it. If you don't get like a crucial pick, then it's going to be really tough to push that.
Alright, we come to the Nemesis board, which if you've never seen before, it just kind of tells you who's bullying who. And Botmouse, actually, despite the 4-1 victory, you'd think the red players would take the first place prize, but Botmouse just had Mookie's number, but it didn't decide the fate of that map, as we have waffled on long enough, Kratos. We are into our Gully Wash game now. Yep, it's still ETF2L. It's still Season 30, and it's still sponsored by SDN Trading and Scrap.tv. I'm still here with TurboTabs, Kratos and Beta, and in this first middle I see Kratos is Yon getting picked off. Do I see that? How did that happen? Okay, well, they've held their side of the map as well, and Ubers has actually managed to flank his way behind the bus crew as well, and they just haven't got enough eyes and ears to kind of keep track of all these flanking players, Kratos.
Yeah, Mookie with a really good first kill there onto John, and then Uber's just going through that enemy drop down area and just creating a lot of chaos, and then killing Alba, I think it was, and then Condom. So really well played by the bin soldiers.
Alright, so with that first mid under wraps, they've got the Uber charge as well, so they can really convert this round quickly and get a nice solid lead, kind of snowball this Gully Wash, because it's a weird one, Gully Wash. It can be quick, but it can be very slow, Kratos. So what do you think of Gully Wash? Is it like, oh wait, no time to sort now, we're going in with the Uber, they've popped in now, they've got the sentry gun down, check. Now they just need to get some picks onto some players, kind of open up this defense, check. And now they need to clean up the heavy weapons guy. He will get cleaned up. They've got the point pressure. They didn't even take out Yon. Usually that's the staple of the last push, is to take out the Demoman, but they just cap it despite that. So they will get the first round snowballed, just as planned, Kratos.
Yeah, really well played. Big snowball there. The sneaky heavy couldn't help either. Botmouse there in the sneaky area, just popping up with heavy really late, but couldn't change the game there. And Mookie with a huge bomb again into the choke area. Yeah, can't quite connect this time.
Yeah, Toms will take the sort of similar jump, but decides to kind of duck into elbow for a second. We'll get the trade onto Mr. Epic now, and it allows Yon to push across the point. Crafty,
well, but Crafty with the kill onto Condom.
Yeah,
just ignoring everything, going huge onto the Condom.
I've been in part of those mids, Kratos. You know, those ones where the scout's just tunnel visioning, yeah, and he should be dying so much quicker because he's just entering so much like danger, but he still gets that pick despite the sort of pass to play. But he will walk away with the kill. There's nothing changing that. So let's see if they can kind of pick up the pieces. Tobbs will pick up his trademark Spy, as that's always lovely to see. He's a big playmaker on this Spy, so I'm interested to see if he'll keep up his streak. I'm going to go to the Tobbs cam. Let's see the stabs in real time.
But Uber gets forced before he reaches the medic there, but he might get a kill. Hey, get a kill onto.
He gets the soldier who's thinking about zapping the scout, but realizes that's not a sentry gun. I can't do that. So
Red going ham, killing Condom again. He was kind of overextended there, but connecting the pipes, so he had the kill onto Condom, and that's really important for them. And now another Uber advantage for the bin here.
Alright, so, and it's going to keep the Uber, keep the Uber advantage, keep the player advantage. They can probably get the second point for 3 if they just kind of focus fire. I mean, Yon makes himself the easy target, jumps in first and gets cleaned up by a soldier and a scout. Soldier's trying to pick off Champagne, but that is just a bit optimistic. They actually are bleeding a few kills here over on the bin, but they've got plenty to afford at this point. They actually chase down Condom, who overextended, to kind of facilitate those kind of early picks from the bus crew.
But Polygon is on a mission, going for a play here onto the second point, and can hold it for a little second at least, but then gets cleaned up by Mr. Epic here.
What was the grand plan there? Was it you couldn't have just hoped to just block it only? What was
well, he was probably expecting the rest of the team to be in lobby area already. It's because there were only 2 times capture on the point, so he was probably expecting to only meet a scout, but there was also a soldier. Champagne just waiting for him to clean him up.
Yeah, they've dealt with everybody on the right hand side. I pushed them back to their spawn and they're rotating around, and they are just holding the ground here, holding this right hand side at ransom against the bus crew. And Polygon will get clean. Oh, actually, before he gets cleaned up, he will get a nice air shot onto Ubers, but there's just too much focus fire coming out from the bin here, and they get an early 2-0 lead in this Gully Wash map. It's not good, Kratos.
Yeah, definitely not good for the bus crew here. After they were dominating the middles on Granary, I was expecting a little bit more for them, but we still have 25 minutes left, so let's see. This is a lot of time for them to change the game.
Correct. I'm hoping to see what sort of kind of new strategy or sort of new take they're going to make on this mid, and it doesn't look like they're changing too much over on the bus crew. They're going to stick with the plan, holding that left hand side and trying to pepper down those soldiers, those scouts that come into them, but they kind of lose their flank, they lose their way a little bit, and there's just more players. And Condom, he wanted to stay in the fight with the rest of the team, but I think the wise play would have been just to get out as soon as, but wanted to stay with his teammates who were just taking the DM fights.
Yeah, Alba went down quite early there to Ubers, and then that's when the bin just went aggressive with their soldiers and the scout just across the point. And that's the key, I think, just killing the enemy scouts and then going aggressive, and they're doing it so well.
Is it just not enough defense or too much defense? What is the diagnosis for this bus crew mid here? What's something you wish they were doing that they're not doing here, Kratos?
I mean, it just looks a little bit chaotic. Alba couldn't see the soldier even. He was killing, like, he was get killed from the bottom by Ubers there, and they just don't have the positioning right now. They're just losing the positioning, and they can't handle the aggression by the bit.
Alright, well, Uber comes in, they've taken out the sentry gun quick, but this was part of the plan of the bus crew. The sentry gun is just there to waste some time, and it's brought the attention of Ratslayer. With Ratslayer exposed to some fire, he gets peppered down by the scattergun as well, and they're already prioritising the point to make sure no, sneaky, crafty backcaps happen right in front of their eyes. So players drop one by one from the bin, and I think this is a successful hold from the bus crew.
Yeah, definitely. That was a really good hold by them this time. But Champagne stays alive, and that's important as well for the bin, so they can maybe retreat on middle. They will probably lose the second point because they are still Mookie and Crafty down if the bus crew playing it right now. They're pushing top with 2 scouts and the med, and they still have the overcharge, so they could chase, but Condom is going for the point instead.
They're all going for the point. Actually, they've got 2 scouts at last, and they're all going to run rush that point. They're all on top of it. There was 1 scout trying to get to them, but with 2 scouts sent to that back cap play, it will be the bin's point and round.
Yeah, they should have probably just chased into that big doors with that Uber charge, because they were just going underneath and just pushing in all the way behind and going for that last point, and now they just got capped and they couldn't really do anything with that Uber because they were stuck on the point and they were just getting back capped there.
Alright, a new middle coming out from the bus crew. They actually go for the aggressive right hand side, trying to take enemy territory, and
yeah, and I like that much more. Like Alba getting the control now with bot mouse together, just denying Ubers, and they have such a good position now over the point. Like they should be able to just push into that. Champagne is going up, Crafty going for the play, but can't quite connect it. Red Slayer is low HP as well. Will go down, just taunting, waiting for his death.
Oh, poor Mookie. He was begging, pleading with Champagne, please crossbow me. He was actually shouting medic all throughout the game. The only people that noticed was the bus crew turn around, get the kill onto a hidden Mookie on the corner, and poor Champagne, she just had so much on the plate. She was just like, everyone was dying in front of her, and I can only imagine what the comms were like. Mookie just screaming at her, please shoot an arrow at me so I can jump and relieve the pressure, but there was just so much pressure that she couldn't.
Yeah, no, it's the other way around. Crafty with that sentry gun going down immediately and swapping over to that heavy top left area, but they have the advantage here on the top left, so they probably can't do anything, it looks.
Yeah, they could play the point here. They got an early kill onto Rat Slayer, and Jon is sort of thinking about it. He hasn't got the stickies loaded to support the play. There we go. Team has finally arrived onto the point, and it took them a second or two, but it got there in the end. It's 1-3.
Yeah,
3-1.
much better round here by the bus. Hope they will continue so we have a even fight here.
Yeah, 20 minutes left, plenty of time, and they've got the momentum with that round. It's going to make them feel all a bit better about this next mid. So they got morale.
Looks like
on
they
side.
figured out how to play the middle. But we do see a sniper this time on the middle for Mookie.
Mookie, he's back to his old flex sort of play that he used to once kind of advocate for. He's going to see if I'm going to get to the Mookie cam, see if he's contributing much, and he actually is getting some body shots, just kind of give it a bit of pressure, and I don't think Mookie did too much in that mid. It just felt like the rest of the team kind of playing it 5v6.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, well, I mean, I'm not gonna complain. They won the mid in the end. Who cares if it was 5v6? They're going to slowly cap it out, and they've already got Mookie kind of into enemy lines, looking at this Riverside team. Get an early pick. Oh, he had a sight line onto Condor for just a second, but couldn't quite get the fast finger work going. So he's going to switch positions like any good sniper, keeping them on their toes over on the bus crew, and let's see if he can find the headshot this time. We'll actually find a soldier first before he finds Condom, and he's going to, I think, stick with this. Yeah, Condom's positioned in the way that I don't think he's going to give away the snipe to Mookie, so Mookie's going to have to kind of just...
Now there are all 6 inside spawn. There's only Stickies who stop Mr. Epic, but he's cleaning them up and just capping off the point. So they were playing so defensive because of that sniper, but they just couldn't stop the point because, yeah, they were all inside spawn and Mr. Epic could just cap it up.
Where's Yon during all this? Is he in spawn with them, or is he not playing in water?
Yeah, it was 6 players inside spawn.
Oh.
They were all too afraid of the Mookie snipe.
How come? I'm surprised Yon isn't playing that classic demo position over in the water area, but I guess different teams, different strokes. They're going to take another middle. It's 4-1. It's looking a bit grim, but there's still 18 minutes on this clock, and God, they've lost so many players already on this mid, and they've lost position. They've actually got out earlier, which is pretty good for the bus crew. Before, they were having such horrible mids where they were losing the medic as well, and this time they keep Condom alive, so it's about the little victories, Kratos.
Yeah, he left early enough this time, so they at least have the Uber charge for the last point.
Yeah, they've got. Are they thinking about humouring a push out here on second? Oh no, Albert gets bounced out.
Bleeding. And Tops and John from top here trying to do something with it. But they are going quite low as well and can't do anything. Tops back on 5 HP and just falling back.
Yeah, he had Ubers has also kind of got his way behind and kind of risked the life of Condom, so there was no heals really keeping that second push going, and forced their way out and won them that second point now. So Ubers will come back to the world of living. No off classes, it looks like. No holding of the door. Nope. So let's see what they can to kind of break up the stalemate with just a cookie cutter lineup over on the bin. Mookie throws himself in.
And we see Alba sniping here. Let's see if he can do something. But they're all positioned in the top lobby pretty much, expect from Crafty, so Alba can't really connect anything, going back to scout, because he realized he can't do anything on the sniper.
Mookie's got to be off class in here. Oh no, he's sticking with soldier. So, what is your favourite sort of stalemate breaker at this Gully Wash point, Bratos? Do you like to stick with that sniper still from the Granary map, or would you like to try something new?
I think a spy could be really interesting as well for the Gully Wash map, and you can do some fancy plays on the point as well if they doesn't look at it. So I think like spy, paint ray, and pyro, heavy, something through the water could be really interesting as well.
Oh my god, they're actually losing a lot of kills in this lobby area. They've only got 2 left, and Ratslayer is the only combat class to kind of fend off 5 other combat classes. So they're going to give up the second point. They might even give up midpoint at this rate. It's very scary, as they have got the overcharge, but Ratslayer has actually decided to hold close to the door. Ooh. They've got some scouts that turn up to mid now, but if they were a bit quicker off the mark, the bus crew, I felt, could have like just pushed through that chokeway on their own.
Yeah, they're just waiting. So we have another stalemate again. But I mean, they got the second point for free, so that's pretty good. But Condom going in with that Uber, they're just trading the Ubers now. Soldier v demo here. Condom is getting out of that Uber, but they can't really repush it because they lost Tops in that fight meanwhile. And Alba was going pretty low as well, so there's no way for them to repush. But it's a position now for the bin to push into them, and now they sandwich it, but they have the buff banner on. Nice airshot here by Polygon.
Yeah, it's just I can see what both did. God, Crafty's a monster. He just killed 5 of those people during that entire push, but I could see what they were going for over on Polygon, and his buddies. They pushed him with the Uber and they were going to back off and then kind of reinitiate him with the battalion's backup. But the problem was that Polygon got launched in the air. He was forced to use the battalion's backup just to survive the crater. And that was like half of the battalion's backup used on just that sort of play to keep himself alive. And the flank was already kind of suffering during all of that. Crafty kind of came in from behind and kind of took the position despite them being about, you know, just that little bit tougher with the battalion's backup. So it was a long, drawn-out fight, but it was the fight for the bin to take from the very get-go. As they've Ubered in now, they've got a nice, healthy advantage to kind of take the time with here. Tobbs will actually get the kill over onto them. I'm surprised the focus fire wasn't just a bit better from the bin, as they were struggling to just focus on one target.
Yeah, that was a really close fight. It could have gone the other way around as well. Like, everyone was on low HP, but yeah, it's going in favor of the bus crew here, and now they have a chance to just re-push onto that second point with the spawners are on the way. So they will probably get that second point.
Uh-oh, they lost Tobbs above, and I need to remind you, Kratos, they did lose one round to a backcap play before, so I can only imagine they were a bit like sore from the previous attempt. Yeah, you can see them kind of halfway through second, halfway through their base, peeking at that one door.
Yeah, this time they did it much better though. They were clearing the riverside area at least, and there was no way someone could go through that lower area. So even if they lost the fight on the top, then, but he still cleared it out. So there was no way they got back up.
Yeah, they're pushing in. They want to kind of get this midpoint for free without having to use the Uber, and they've done a good job of actually controlling the majority of the bin. They want to get Ubers out, get a crossbow to win, but there's too much spam, there's too much fire, and he can't jump out even if he wanted to. He will get cleaned up, and that the couple of kills alone will grant them. Oh wait, they get the force onto Condom, so but that was a Rat Slayer pick. If you squint your eyes a little bit, Kratos, you can just call this a good Uber rather than a force. They've lost 3 players over on the bin. I mean, if the positions were just a little bit better and the can-do attitude was a bit better from the bus crew, they could have made a good push of that.
Yeah, they probably waited a little bit too long, and then they didn't have the scout. They had the massive health advantage there. Like, everyone from the bin was low there, and they should have just continue pushing there through the big boss area, and instead they just got forced by the demo, and you know, Busco was already all the way back, and then they couldn't really do what they should have done with that Uber. And now it's an Uber advantage for the bin, and they can just push them all the way onto middle point.
Ooh.
Here.
Early pop from Champagne there to kind of counteract the sniper position of Alba, and they have spotted him, so he's going to go down sooner rather than later. Oh, is he? Ah, very nice bait play actually. Tobbs takes advantage of his little tasty bait of a sniper, and they're doing a good job of taking these little skirmishes on different parts of the map and just turning them the bus crew's way. And Mookie's going to go down as well. I'd imagine that was an attempt on Condom's life, but the blob is just a bit too strong from the bus crew, it looks like.
Yeah, and now again they have another chance with that Uber to push the second point. They will probably get the second point for free here in that time. And then they have the Uber to push the last point against 3 players. Well, spawners are on the way, but they can't really set up a really good defense. Red Slayer is just spawning in 1 second, so he won't have 6 on the point, so they can just pressure them back into the spawn and probably just make a point play. Red Slayer is in a really dangerous position going down to Alba here, and they're cleaning up everything. Alba's on the point, they will probably cap it off. Yeah, there we go. That's a 4-2, so the comeback, maybe. 11 minutes left on the clock, so they have a lot of time to use that momentum and put it into the next round here.
We talked about Gully Wash being a funny one. It's a map that can feel dreadful. It can also feel very hopeful. They've got this round back, and you can't help but think that a comeback is possible on a map like Gully Wash as well.
Definitely.
They're going in to another mid, and let's see if that momentum follows them as they just kind of play out slowly, waiting on the Tobbs bomb. Maybe the Polygon is kind of caught a bit of distraction, drawn a lot of eyes. Tobbs makes some nice rockets, some nice damage as well. Does get cleaned up by Crafty, but look at all the space these 2 soldiers have made for their team, and the scouts are playing off it. They want to make the chase, they're trying to cut them off from this big door area. Yon is just a couple of seconds shy of finding that medic kill onto Champagne, and They will get the mid, but they wanted so much more, Kratos.
Yeah, but Polygon figured out how to play these middles, because last time he just jumped into them and got denied by Mr. Epic and Crafty. But this time he was just, you know, creating some chaos, was jumping really high and, you know, just creating some space for his team, and worked really, really well for them.
Okay, and look at Pop Mouse. Oh, what a man! He's a man's man! He takes out Ratslayer. 3 demo pick, I thank you, says Jon as he starts Ubering in. He will take a Uber v Uber fight against Ubers and decides to back off. That is a wise decision, but what is the sort of turnaround play? They can pick a door in any door and they get it in for free because Ratslayer is still down during all of this. Bot mode is on the bot mode. He is going to start farming kills, farming position, and farming around. It's 3-4. Comeback, baby.
Yeah, it looks like we're hyped. And I think Bus Crew is hyped as well after winning 3 rounds in a row.
And you got to imagine what the atmospheres are like in the bin as well. You've got some doubt niggling in there probably, as everyone is just a bit worried, a bit scared almost. Are they going to let it slip through their fingers, or are they going to have to just take some very deep breaths and kind of start turning this around? They actually go through a different kind of mid. They go aggressive on the enemy side, but
yeah, Polygon just waiting underneath now, trying to wait for the right moment, and now he jumps in, creating some space, but getting cleaned up immediately by the scout pressure.
Weakness! Spot mode, he's in! He's found the little exit where he gets the kill onto Champagne. They need to blob up around Condom now, play the heals. That's the only way they're going to win this, but they've only got one combat class. One combat class gets pulled away from them during that fight, and now it's just Jon. And last time I checked, this is 2018, not 2008, Kratos. I don't think a demo man can do it on his own like he used to. He's even in red map territory. He's going to get flanked just by the map alone. They're going to have to go deep and go into the drop down. And yeah, the Uber's been popped out. It had to be, as they get forced in that lower area. And it's what a horrible place to use an Uber. There's no high ground. There's no great post Uber positions. Ratslayer gets cleaned up again. Poor Ratslayer. You just can't catch a break, that kid.
Yeah, I mean, they have the middle point now, and they have the demo and the soldier kill, so that's not looking too bad for them, even if the Uber was popped in a kind of poor position here. But they have the advantage now with the players at least, so they're getting the second point for free as well. And the Uber disadvantage is not too big, it's just about 10%, so that's looking really good actually for the Bus Crew here. They have a lot of time to set something up.
Yeah, they've set up a sentry gun. Crafty's over on the engineer man, as Uber's just kind of keeping an eye. It's just, again, it's just really quiet before the initial push. Both of these teams just frantically building their Ubers, don't even want to think about a fight without these 2 safety nets. So let's see which safety net's going to pop first though. I feel like my gut's telling me Champagne right now. They can just kind of throw somebody in and always get a pick class if they wanted to. They actually take out the sentry gun first. This kind of tells me that maybe they want to make just a regular push here over on Bus Crew. They get the kill onto Mookie in water. Very healthy here from the Bus Crew. They can definitely make this work, but they lose bot mode, and bot mode's been a big player for them. They're going to push regardless, and Uber gets popped out rather quickly in response from the bin here, and they're just going to back out.
Yeah, but they're in a good position to re-push. I think they should just send the soldiers in now, but they're not. They're waiting for the spawners, and now it's another stalemate situation, but at least they got the sentry gun, so they do have the moment, the situation, the chance to re-push. Jon is getting denied though from that balcony area, so they're pushing without a demo man. Yeah, they decided to just cancel that.
Yeah, bot mode went down as well, and I feel like that was a big player for them in this match. He's been a big reason for why some of these comebacks have been happening for this team, so I don't think they would even push even with a healthy demo man. And we've got the bot mode sniper, ladies and gentlemen. Strap yourself in, Kratos. Oh wait.
Yep, Epic knows about it though. He's doing the spy check and they spot the sniper probably, so Champagne can just position herself in a good position to not get sniped.
Can be hard though. Sometimes you want to hold those doors closely, and you want to, you know, that one spot where you can get in the blind spot, but it's an extremely telegraphed spot as a medic. So bot mode, he's just sticking with his lower door. There we go. He's actually going to rotate now, get some quick buff, and he's going from Riverside. This is where the flippy shots are made. The big boy plays. Is he going to go for the dive, or is he going to go for the careful elongated body shot? Is he a man or is he a mouse? Oh, he's a man! He takes out Mr. Epic on Sniper, and that's no small feat. So he's feeling himself now. He's going for the braver shot, but the pipes are in the way. Can't get the headshot. So
that was probably a little bit too brave. He could have probably just connected again with the heals and then try and go for play, but he had the power, you know, he had the momentum after killing Mr. Epic there in the Sniper 1v1, and then he wanted more. Could have seen it.
Do you not like playing with your gut, great Kratos? Are you always so cold and calculated when you rather just like feel you're on fire and just go for the big plays, or do you
it almost worked, He could have landed the headshot there, he had the angle at least, but couldn't quite connect the shot onto the medic.
Yeah.
So if you feel it, you can go for it, obviously. Sometimes it's really...
It's horrible, because it's one of those shots where you look like a fool if you mess it up, but when it works, oh baby!
Yeah, then you're the hero of the game.
Yes. Alright, speaking of heroes, we've got Tobbs over on Spy. Is he actually walking out? He's walking out. Alright, maybe they won't suspect the two pick classes, especially with the other one being picked off as well. So they're going to feel a bit safe right now over on the bin. But let's see if they can smell a rat in their little bin. Tobbs is going in, baby.
Yes, it looks. Let's see what he's going for. But they're still set up with the sentry and everything, so he can't go for the cap most probably. But maybe actually he will. Maybe they will push in with the Uber and just trade it, and then they have the spy on the point. Maybe a soldier who jumps in who can assist him. That could be an interesting play, because I think the sentry can't quite see everything on the point.
I think they've got to know there's a spy here, because I think I even hear some of the players using those voice lines the characters can whimsically use. As Thomas is just kind of playing security camera rather than spy, just sitting back here, maybe trying to link up with a play with his team. And if they can coordinate this well, I've seen these spy plays work magically. But Gully Wash is just such a hard map to get it done because it's such a cramped space. And look, Champagne's almost doubling as Iron Man at this point. Got some armor around her.
Polygon trying to jump in, getting denied instantly by Mr. Epic and the spam from Uber.
Did you see Tobbs there?
And they spotted the spy as well.
Oh, he actually uncloaked him, you know, trying to chain up that play with Polygon, but because he got denied so quickly, he like blinked almost. He just kind of popped up for a second and was like, oh crap, popped back into invisibility, but it was spotted, was cleaned up, and Yon is caught in no man's land. He gets picked off himself with these stickies, and that has got to be the time to push his bot mode, making another play. We'll actually go down to Champagne, so, but they lose Ubers, but they've got to take this time now. I mean, it's a demo man pick.
Yeah, and it's only 2 minutes left on the clock, and I mean, if they can hold it for 2 more minutes, then...
Oh, so they're playing safe?
I think so. It looks like they're just turtling on the on the last point here. And they also moved the sentry gun position, so they should be quite safe against suicide. So if they try and suicide, it might be GG. Who knows?
It's ironic.
It's ironic. Getting top somehow.
It's ironic, isn't it, Kratos? They call themselves the bus crew, yet they can't move the parked bus.
Yeah.
Well, bot mode will go down.
Gets denied.
That was an optimistic scout push if I've ever seen one. Like, there's a sentry gun, there's like 5 players all practically touching Champagne on. It's just, how are they supposed to deal?
I mean, they did get the sentry gun, and now we see Crafty on the pyro, and they still have 1 pick as well. I think they're still going for it, even with 1 man disadvantage. I mean, they have to. It's 1 minute 20. They just trade the Uber and then go in. No Uber, we no Uber. That's what they have to do. But Condom is going down. Oh, yeah. That's 1 minute left on the clock, and they need a wonder now to get that.
And there just wasn't. It didn't feel like a game plan going into it, Kratos. I saw Polygon poke his head in. He's forced the Uber, and he just looked at the sneaky area. He's like, well, now what? What happens now? As everyone just kind of evacuates the immediate battlefield and then comes back in and starts killing all of his teammates. It's just such a hard push to me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they couldn't retreat and push with that no Uber, we no Uber, because since Condom just went down immediately after that Uber. Alright,
well, God, you even got the fat man on the point, really making it so there's no win condition here. The only times I've seen these games turn around, Kratos, is when someone just blindly caps the point in front of everybody, but they're not even allowing for that scenario over on...
but that's why Polygon is going for the point, and now the team is coming to support him, and that's the scout on the point, getting a lot of cap.
There's a lot of people on that point. They actually popped off the Uber. This is definitely impossible now. When you've got that many people and an Uber charge on it, you can't even just kind of push people off. I think that would have been the time to bring out like some IBS play there, get some pyro going, just get people pushing off the point.
Yeah, that would have been nice to see, but unfortunately they couldn't get another round, and that's 4-3 for the bin here. And I mean, it's really well deserved. The bus crew had the comeback and the momentum going in the last 3 rounds, but I mean, the bin played it so solid.
Well, there's only one thing left to do, Kratos. It's time to console the logs, get a mathematical breakdown. Let's see if it's just as depressing over on that part of the screen as it is on the real time. Is there any numbers jumping out at you, Kratos? You are the analytical prem man. I'm going to give you first taste.
I mean, you can see in the team damage, the bin was almost 40k, and the Vasco was only 33k, so it's 7k more damage for the bin here. So that's huge.
Yeah,
like if you see that close score and then these damage numbers.
Look how much damage the Rat Slayer got over on this Gully Wash map, Kratos. It's actually hitting 10k. You don't see that every day in TF2 nowadays. I mean, this is probably the average stat you were getting when you were playing Demo Man in Div 1. Do you miss
that
them
was
days?
Like 2010 though, when you had good stickies.
Yeah. But he's kind of proving to people that Demo Man still can be a good class when it's played in a certain way. He actually... I mean, I'm a bit surprised because he has quite a high def count to say how much damage he's been putting out. Usually you get these high damage outputs from these demo men that just staying alive and just staying in constant fights, taking all the Ubers, but he was just making all this damage happen despite the deaths, despite the left out Ubers and whatnot. I see that bot mode is having a high kill and high impact game as always, but he's just getting a lot of deaths. A lot of deaths on that kid.
He died 22 times, and that's way too much there. Like, I mean, you need the scouts to kind of, control the game somehow with the enemy soldiers jumping in all the time. You need to clean them up, and you need to be alive much more, and that's what the bin was doing so well. Crafty was only 22 kills, so a little bit less than Botmouse, but he had only 10 deaths, so that's the most important number here.
Alright, Kratos, I want you to not only use the logs from now, but just everything you record from this previous match. Who are you going to mark as your man of the match here? You don't even have to pick anybody on the bin here. If you thought bot mode was just going absolutely ham enough, you can give him that. You can give anyone the MVP. Who's the most valued player in this game?
It's hard to say. I mean, the MVP is probably Mr. Epic or Crafty in that case. If I need to pick one of them, it will be really hard because they were both doing so well, denying and just controlling the game a lot. But also the Basco played really well. Polygon was doing so many plays, and on these middles, Polygon was going ham all the time on Granary and Gully Wash. He was, I don't know, it's a bit underrated if you see the log, because he was bottom damaging both maps, but he was having a really good game, I would say.
Actually, I was kind of almost forgot how hotly contested the mids were between both of these teams. Like, quite even a piece between both of them. I mean, you did get a couple more by the winning team, but it goes to show that it wasn't one of those games where it was just mid and roll. It was... Both teams were just, like, biting back. Even some nice clawbacks from the bin, even though they lost a few mids. It's a sign of a well-rounded team, Kratos.
Alright. Yeah, for sure.
Heading over to our relative frags by zone, Gentleman John, extended stats, God bless, yada yada, and we're seeing a lot of red, but we actually see a shimmer of blue for a change, Kratos, and it goes to show that they can hold on to their last point when backed into a corner, the bus crew. Top sitting at +3 kills. It feels like he's a big force in whether or not that team turns around a defense. If Tobbs gets a lot of kills there, did this on Granary as well.
I think the bus crew soldiers did a good job here. on the middles especially, but even after that, I think they cleaned up sometimes really well. But they were just, the scouts from the bin were just too dominating for them to really change the game in that case.
It's nice to see Alba's name in these areas a lot. It seems that when things are going badly, Alba's having the best time out of everybody. So he's trying to convert them to blue, but it's just a little bit higher. And we mentioned Crafty earlier as being your MVP, and he was kind of being valuable on that mid. He's got +6 kills compared to everybody else. We're heading over to points caps by zone as well, and conversion rates are a bit better for the bus crew. You can see that they've actually gone from 20% to 60%, so they're a lot more comfortable of closing out those Gully Wash rounds rather than their Granary ones. But the conversion rate is still pretty high, or higher, I should say, for the bin over on there, even if it is just 7%.
Yeah, overall, the bin did a really good job. And I'm interested to see what they will do now. After they already played 2 maps, maybe they are tired now against our Elektro, because we have another game now coming up in a few minutes, I suppose. First we have interviews. So.
I guess we can quickly drag Alba in. We could, if he really wants, he can talk a little bit during our second cast. But we do welcome Alba in for our midpoint interview. It's like half-time show. Welcome, Alba. Welcome.
Thank you.
Alba is the scout from the bus crew. If nobody's been paying attention now, Alba, we haven't got much time. We are heading into our second part of our double bill, so we're going to have to give you some streamlined questions. So
yeah.
First off, Alba, tell me what went wrong for your team in these 2 maps.
I think it was just a bit too messy. We weren't very coordinated. I haven't played with them this week due to some IRL stuff. So yeah, mostly messy, I would say. Also been played very well.
Now, was there anything you caught off guard? Like, what was a bigger problem in that map, or in these 2 maps that you didn't really anticipate? Was there a player that was just really difficult to deal with, or was the bin just...
Not really like a specific player. I think they all did well, honestly.
All right, Alba. It's the question that everybody tells me no to, but did the maps play a part this week at all?
No.
God damn it, every single time. Alright, well, we are just waiting on a few players joining into our next game here as second here. But Kratos, have you actually got any smart man questions for our boy Alba before we head into our second match? Yeah, that's a good question actually, Peter, yeah. Alba, they're going into their next match now. You've obviously played the bin, but who do you think is going to win in this bin versus Aura Elektro match?
I think it's going to be a 3-3. That's my expectation. Ooh. I feel like Aura is good at process, so I think Aura will take process, and then the bin will take Granary. That's my prediction.
All right, I'm going to end this interview on one final Kratos question. If you've got one for us, Kratos, otherwise I'll get something from the bin, the interview bin. Get it?
Oh.
I'm not sure who you're playing against for the next week, and I'm
7.
not. 7. So how do you think your chances are against 7?
we got Cardinal, man. We got it in the bag.
Oh man, if that actually wins, that map is just going to be a meme against that team. Every team on the planet is going to pick Cardinal against 7.
Shout out to Denny and Smira and Caps and Kaya.
Cheers, Alba. All right, we're gonna bid adieu to Alba. So thank you for joining us, Alba. We're going to shoo you away now. You know the door.
Good luck in the cast.
Thank you, baby. All right. Now, if you're just joining us and you're like, good God, why have you guys started so early? Why is the stream going for an hour? Because you've just missed ETF2L Season 30, sponsored by STN Trading's Scrap.tf Week 2. But don't worry, we've got a time machine, Kratos. We're going to Week 1. We're turning back the hands of time and we're going back to Process and Granary, Aura Elektro versus the bin. It's part 2, what really should just be a part 1, but they decided to do it out of order. Confusing, I know, but you'll pick it up. Anyway, just to reintroduce ourselves, I'm TurboTabs, I'm your host, I'm your co-caster, your play-by-play, your best friend, your bestest buddy in the world. And I've also got my best friend, Kratos. He's here. He's an old guy. He is a legend of the game, and he is joining me on the co-cast. We've got the reliable beta as well, powering our stream, as always, as we are entering our first map of this week 1 game, Aura Elektro versus the Bin. Kratos, who's going to win, baby?
I hope the Bin can take the momentum, but I'm not sure. As Abba said, Aura Elektro is really good on the process map, so it's going to be an interesting matchup.
That was probably the worst start I have ever seen for a roaming soldier. Okay, well, Ratslayer does pick a kill onto Azuna's rather quickly, but they've lost so much ground just from that abysmal start from Mookie. He didn't even manage to do anything for his team. They're actually taking the fight back in over on the Bin here, and Eskimo is a bit like ham-handed, and he's a bit kind of worried and scared at just all the aggressions that's going upon him. He wasn't really expecting that, it felt like, as they will back off, give up the midpoint despite having the ground and the advantage there.
Yeah, that's like really not a good start for Mookie there, but somehow they changed things around and won the middle. Either way, Mookie was trying again, going for a play, but getting denied there by the scouts of Aura Elektro. I mean, not a good start for Mookie into this map.
Yeah, but it's a good start for Aura Elektro. I think if you were paying attention to our Bus Crew games earlier, Bus Crew did not have a great start in either of their maps, so just by the fact that Aura Elektro bring it to a stalemate immediately is already a good sign in comparison. So
yeah, we see Eskimo on the spy trying to do something, break the stalemate, or just checking.
He has to be just checking. Yeah, he's a pocket. No pocket there.
Oh, Mookie now with the kill on Eames there. With the shovel.
The meme spoon has cleared the slate, it seems. I guess the bad start has been forgiven, and maybe they can think about making a push here. It's a demo man pick. It is a massive pick for this squad. They can just pick a door, and they don't have to worry about the demo man spam or the possibility of a sticky trap, but they're taking their time to say they've got this advantage here. Even Aura Elektro is giving
is already back, so I don't know what they were waiting for in that case, but now it's the same fight again, and I think we're just sitting the bus.
Maybe it's just a double dare to Mookie. It's like, I bet you can't do it again, Mookie. Come on now. Is he thinking about pushing? Yep, Mookie, he's in.
Yeah, he's trying.
He's got
again
the meme
with
spoon
the market
out.
And, not getting the kill this time.
Okay, so Aura Elektro will actually respond. Oh, they get some pressure onto Champagne, and even though Champagne has already popped off the Uber, she's being bounced around like a ping pong ball. So Uber was heavily wasted. Nothing of value was used throughout that entire Uber. Eskimo even gets a pick onto Mr. Epic as well. So this Uber is looking to be smooth for Aura Elektro. Will Mookie have anything to say about it? Another meme spoon. Demos pops off his Uber, and yep. This is going to get confusing. Demos is actually playing the medic. This is going to be one of the most confusing casts of the season, as they got a nice 6x cap trying to deny that back cap, but Ubers is blocking the midpoint. They will push him off the point and get that mid cap against the back cap, and with things solidifying, the dust settling, you still got Crafty caught in behind. He actually wants to kill some players that have just rejoined the fight first rather than going for the huge flank, and his indecisiveness will be his downfall. Scruff will clean him up, and we do have an Uber advantage from Champagne going into this mid, but with the position and actually the play, they were going on to maybe pick off Champagne before she gets the Uber. She has the Uber now, but it was a nice little attempt by Aura Elektro. They will go lose their Scout Nevo over on this this PC
going down as well. I know they have a good positioning and a good chance to push the middle point here. Aura Elektro is already all the way out, so they can take the middle point for free. Uber v Uber now. And they will probably get the spawners in time as well. In 2 seconds, yeah, they will get the forward spawn. So we have a 6v6 fight soon on that second point here.
This is a hotly contested map, Kratos. No team has given up their second point yet, and usually you've had rounds happened in this time. So we do have Nevo picking up that sniper class, and And now I'm just wondering, was it Nevo? Nevo? I can never remember. Anyway, he's picked up the sniper nonetheless. The unnamed soldier is taking pot shots at Ratslayer, and Champagne is in a bad position. She's caught in a place where she can't cross the line without Nevo. Does Nevo even know that she's there? Around that corner? Oh wait,
I don't know.
Oh wait, she's gone. She's dead. That's why I'm so confused. I come around the corner with my camera and I just see an empty medigun. Okay.
But Mookie going for the huge bomb and getting the force out on Demo. And Ubers is going in as well, but he's trying to support Mr. Epic here on the back cap. Mr. Epic against 2 soldiers. I don't think he can do that.
Oh, air shots missed by everybody though. They will get this midpoint more than likely, as Crafty will just go back, start probably building the Uber with his medic. Alright, so we've got even Ubers, but you got some players, some momentum in Oro Elektro's boat right now. They've got Mookie trying to get behind, and it seems like there's always a behind play from the bin here. Mookie's going deeper and deeper. That's just the signs of a player with out of options there. Once you just can't take a fight, you just keep going deeper and deeper. It's the Stark playbook.
Azun is trading here with Mookie.
That's a good play by Mookie, because he was really in deep there. He should have got picked off or cleaned up rather effortlessly. Just by the fact that he got a trade was quite a magnificent play in of its own.
Yeah, definitely. Now again, it's a stalemate fight, and we do see a sniper still from Nevo or Nevo, whatever.
Oh.
And getting the kill onto Red Slayer. Huge pickup there.
He is the Slayer Rat Slayer, so he will kind of actually gets a body shot to Mookie as well. Can he make the 3k? They actually Uber in. They want to take out the sniper. It doesn't get an Uber as well. Demos did not see that Uber coming in to actually take out their sniper. That was... They just blocked that sniper really early on there. Really wanted to just make sure he didn't continue the rampage, as they have actually pushed this and converted it into a second. This is blowing my mind, Kratos.
Yeah, Demos was holding on to that Uber for so long with the bolts of steel, but unfortunately couldn't see the soldier just next to him, and he got dropped. And if he would have stayed alive, I think the fight could have gone the other way around there. Well,
we're back to a stalemate, but it's a stalemate you're more familiar with now. It's the second under middle stalemate, as it just goes to show that both these teams are very close in in skill with one another. It's the age-old question, what happens if an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? Well, actually, in retrospect, it's probably more like, what happens if a reasonable force meets a reasonable object? So, both teams are just at a standstill. They do throw in Eskimo, and it does get some decent damage out of Champagne.
It's a nice rocket onto Champagne, but it was with the last rocket, so there was no follow-up on that. And now that allows Mr. Epic to peek a bit into the choke area as the sniper car.
Oh, they want to chase the Uber's kill actually. The scouts are kind of tag teaming in to take him down, but Mr. Epic gets epic headshot onto Azunis, and both Ubers have been traded out between both of these teams. There are going to be respawners coming in from Oro Elektro. I need to remind the bin, but they're taking the fight anyway. Ratslayer's in that bad place for it. Oh my god, he got a double kill with the stickies. Never mind. Ratslayer, you're a god in this game. As he keeps going, he wants the streak to continue, but Crafty robs him of that chance. And I was feeling the pressure there for Ratslayer. It just felt like he was receiving a lot of damage, and it's not a great place to actually make some plays happen, but he pulls it out of his hat there, Kratos.
Yeah, and now Red Slayer is getting good positioning as well for the second point, and they will get that second point for free, and they also have the Uber advantage coming up, so it's gonna be, I don't know, a good situation for the win to push that.
So now it's just about converting, and we've already confirmed they've got a 67+ conversion rate, Kratos, so if we see them attempt this push about 2 more times, they're more than likely going to get it, but let's see if they fail on the first time, as it goes to show they aren't perfect. They will take out the sentry gun eventually. There we go. Scruff healing it up for all it's worth and manages to still rotate round. What a player. As they've just taken the right side for Ransom, waiting back. seeing crafting up a plan, and Crafty is going to take the first step. Mr. Epic is still in this game lead, I remind you, and he's taking heads, he's taking names, and he won't be taking point. He's just sitting back, hoping that his chaos will bring enough to the board here. Mookie got a mean spoon onto Eames. That's a big pick for them. Mookie is still alive here. Champagne gets the kill onto Scruff, and Scruff should have been on the point, killing Crafty. I can't believe it, but the delayed play and the
really important headshot onto Demos there as well. This could have was really crucial, because Demos was almost on the Uber again.
It's those pushes with Sniper that 99% of the time don't work out, Kratos. He's great for picking, but he's not great for pushing, and Mr. Ep is defying average TF2 meta here, as he contributed a lot during that push. Oh, Eames!
Mookie Sniper on the middle.
Oh my god, Ratslayer was brought down so low there. Really wanted the double stick kill onto Eames there, and almost got it, but was treading a fine line, and that cost them a lot of heals, Kratos, a lot of time pulled into bringing Ratslayer from the brink there, and it lost them that mid, despite keeping him alive.
Crafty going in for the play, but Demos is just looking at him.
Epic.
No, not with me.
1v1. Oh, sorry, 5v1, my bad. Eskimo and team comes in and cleans them up. They're going to get second point now, but they've got Uber charge. I don't think nothing major is going to change from a little backtracking. Sentry gun going up for Mookie, as they're just actually positioning Ratslayer on this left hand side. Quite unique. He does rotate around now. Oh no, Champagne goes down because they were holding that left hand side. This is why you have Sentry gun on one side and Combo on the other. Tisk tisk, as actually they okay, they've entered the blended here, or Elektro. I guess they were just so happy to get the Champagne kill that they all jumped on the point, they all jumped to one player, and they all got counter jumped, Kratos.
Yeah, they had so much pressure on the point, but then the wind just counter jumped them on the point, as you said, and just cleaned up everything on the point.
Maybe we need to do a quick name change from the bin to the win. They just seem a bit undefeatable right now, as Eskimo tries to get his way behind for a sort of behind play to sync up with his team, and god, everyone's just entering the meat grinder at this point. Eskimo even gets cleaned up early as well, so despite drawing a few eyes, he was just cleaned up so quickly, and they had plenty of reserves to deal with everybody entering choke. Yeah,
never on the Sniper. See if he can change something there. But they're pushing to the PC area, it looks like. No, they're going to choke. They changed them up. It's gonna be really hard to snipe from the forward spawn area. He just noticed as well. Switching back. And YouTube advantage now for Champagne. And they will probably get the other round after we saw how solid they were on the last point push it.
Yeah. A somewhat unique position from the Mavo here, over setting the Sentry gun just on the point. Objective gaming for this team, though it does upgrade just as the Uber comes in from Ratslayer. Poor timing, and the Sentry gun will actually get cleaned up by a scout, no less. And this time it's in reverse. They're controlling the left-hand side, but Elektro probably a bit more kind of structured in their defense this time around, holding on this right-hand side, and the coordination.
Yeah, Demos on 99%, and he gets the Uber as well, holding on to it though, and dropping it.
That was not
oh
play.
My God.
Well, they really needed that Uber, Kratos. I don't think I can,
they really...
enunciate enough. They more than definitely needed that safety net, and they needed to pop as soon as. I don't know what he was waiting for, what was going to be like the grand sort of reveal for that Uber. Maybe he just doesn't... Did he know he had an Uber? Did he?
He probably knew it. I mean, he was holding on to it like the whole game. He's doing that. He's holding on to his Uber so well, but sometimes you just don't need to milk it, because then things like that happen. And that's what you don't want on the last defense.
Well,
Mookie sniping this time from the PC area and finding the kill onto Demos immediately.
Now they just need to blob around their Champagne medic now, but it makes them easy target for these for the splash classes, and with 2 scouts left now, the blob is actually feeling quite threatened. Oh my! Okay, Ubers, get destroyed. As it's just 1 scout versus a unbuffed scout, and who would have guessed it, the buff scout wins. So they're going to get this midpoint now. Where was the other scout during all this? Scruff was busy in, it looks like in sewers, taking a shower. And he comes back, he's like, what did I miss?
Nice positioning by Champagne here. Just, you know, as soon as Demos went down, she went defensively into the choke point, serves a nice rocket, and then she was just saved and staying alive. And now they have the full Uber advantage, so really well played by her.
Yeah, it's scary being a part of that blob where you've got 2 soldiers jumping in your face, but didn't buckle under the pressure. They're making the push now, and I say it's more like Mookie on his own. He makes a lot of space for his team, but they were giving up this point anyway, or Elektro didn't want it. It's a dumb point, and they're going to give it up. They will lose Nevo on the sort of back out during this. The Uber comes out, and they haven't got any positions. Demos does pop the Uber early, just to kind of like pick up the bad defense left over here. Azunas comes in from the flank. Eames is doing wondrous amounts of damage over on this right hand side. That you can see why he got the brunt of that Uber. And there we go, with despite the aggressive and what looked like a nice push in and nice timing from the bin, it was a good defense from Aura Elektro.
Yeah, definitely. Demos popping his Uber this time a little bit earlier. And then they had a really good Uber trade in that. Even though they lost 2 players quite early, they could still retweet it with a good focus fire there. So that was a really good hold for them, and now they can continue going all the way to middle, getting Red Slayer and Craft.
Did anybody get the license plates on that soldier there? He just he's taken the life, and Crafty was sniping from the forward, didn't see the big boy bomb coming in from Eskimo, takes him out of that spawn area, and usually the snipers are quite free to do as they will in that forward. They pop in the Uber. Eames is feeling good now. He actually gets Champagne isolated in that one door and controlled and killed. Mission accomplished. Time to claim the 2nd point and the prize. They do have kind of a plan B for the bin, and that's just a bum rush in, see what kills you can get. But not everybody's a part of that plan. Some of them actually backed off and holding doors, while others are going 4v1. And I'm surprised they're not making the push here of just heal advantage or player advantage alone. And the longer they take this drawn out push, the longer these respawners are going to be.
Yeah, they did kill Champagne really early, so they just decided to go with that Uber advantage, because the Uber push for them now working really well. Demos popping off his Uber a little bit earlier, and now it seems like they can do a lot more with these Uber charges. And now they're trying to go through the lobby area with the scout and the demo. Against the sentry, they need to clear that sentry gun really early. Demos is going in huge for Eames, for Champagne, killing her straight away.
Yep, so again, just play by Demos, and Eames is not getting the message. Actually, Eames doesn't need no stinking medic. He kind of bigs in the damage alone, and they're trying to pressure the point. A nice sort of timing from the bin, but there's just so many players to deal with. 1-2 on the board now, or should I say 2-1. It's still the bin's game, and a pause has actually happened here, Kratos. What timing?
Yeah. It's really good timing, if you notice, like, there's 90 seconds delay, obviously.
Yeah.
It's perfect timing for the casters here.
It's like, you ever watch one of those shows where they kind of pause time, where someone's just at a terrible spot in the game, they're like, huh, I bet you're wondering how I got here. Well, it's a long story.
I do have that quite annoying heavy sound now on my ears, so it's not that good of a timing.
Looks like he's spitting out like a lot of magazines out of his mouth. Actually, it should be shells, shouldn't it? He's not shooting magazines, is he? Yeah, that's look at the source engine at work, ladies and gentlemen. Hoo-wee. All right, we can take.
Do we know the reason for the pause, though?
We don't. That's a boring waste of our time, Kratos. We could spend this time talking about the source engine. Come on now. All right. Okay, let's take this time, Kratos. We get to play my favorite game, where you get to pretend you're one of the coaches on these 2 teams. This is a tactical pause. They're calling up Coach Kratos right now, and I think which team do you want to be coach for, Kratos? Do you want to be on the bin, or do you want to be on Aura Elektro right now?
I was cheering for the bin all the time. I think it's a bit unfair. I need to be with Aura Elektro as well.
All right, so the bin, Kratos, the coach for a bin, who they've just lost a round, they're devastated, they're panicked, they're calling you up, and they're like, what are we doing wrong, Kratos? What can we do better? How did we lose that last round? What do you tell your boys? What inspiring words?
I think they just need more of the Mookie sniper. And killing demos more earlier.
Really? The Mookie sniper? That's what... that's all. That's your all in. Just get the meme spoon out, get the sniper out, get that flex position going.
Yeah, it's all about Mook.
Well, you've heard him here first. Crafty will be livid. I thought he was your friend. But, I mean, if I had to take a stab at my own coaching guesses, like, I would probably give a shout out to Ubers. I was like, Ubers, you were playing so hot in, like, the previous match, and now it just doesn't... I'm just not feeling the same sort of oomph from before. What happened? Am I right on the mark, Kratos? Is Ubers just kind of a bit...
I think the soldiers of them, like Mookie and Ubers, have a much harder job now, since our Elektro is much more organized on these middles than Buskrew was, and they are just controlling it really well with their scouts, and they just have much better position, and they are so organized. So it's really hard for the soldiers to get in.
Have you ever played two officials back to back, Kratos? Is it draining to play like one official and then play another official straight after, or is it just like a regular night of TF2? It's just as if they were scrimming and now they're playing their official.
I mean, it's the same amount of time that you put in when you're scrimming, but it's so different because you have another mindset in an official, I think, and you're so focused and so concentrated. And on the scrims, you sometimes don't. You can have more breaks, and I don't know. It's just not so intense as it is in an official.
I mean, you were a big name, Kratos, or at least once upon a time, and. You felt this, you must have been in positions like this before. Is there such thing as like esports fatigue? Can you really just get tired from just focusing on these official matches too much? What's it like being in the shoes of some of these players in a game like this?
I mean, it can be intense, but it also can even help, if you won the other two games like they did, that can also just, that you have a momentum and that you have the mindset that you want to win more and more, and it sometimes makes it even easier to continue and go into the next official. But I mean, now they're playing against another team that is set up much better, and they might underrate it a little bit as well, because they now just won it, and playing now against our Elektro is putting up an even fight. It's quite hard as well.
Do you think... the pause is just on pause now, but do you think our Elektro learned much from the previous match? I mean, if they were really keen, they could have done the homework here and realised that what the bin was doing, or is it not really?
I mean, they
about
probably know the score about it, but I mean, it's a completely different map, so it's hard to say. Like, it's hard to just watch Granary and Gully Wash and know stuff about process.
Well,
that helps.
It's been an eye-opening pause as we are opening our eyes to another mid. It is our fourth mid of the game, and it's quite chaotic. Both of these teams are coming back from the pause refreshed and really eager to enter this mid fight. Quite loosey-goosey between both of these teams. Everyone's just kind of trading sides and just throwing players into on both halves of the map, and as the dust settles, they kind of split off into this 4v4 again, and it's time for a second mid, I suppose, but now with less players. If you close your eyes, you can almost pretend you're playing 4v4. That one league in UGC as taking the fight, and I just see Mookie trying to meme spoon people, and nobody really kind of taking the initiative here to push in. Ubers is trying to get some damage out, but if only Mookie just fired some rockets, Ubers could make something happen here, and oh my god, they're still going to push them out slowly. I feel like this is the greatest enemy to Oro is Oro themselves.
Yeah, I think Oro is just waiting a little bit too much now. I don't know, they're showing too much respect there. They have the early kill on the enemy demo, and that's when they need to be aggressive in their pace. But they are getting stopped by some spam and stuff like that, but I think overall they're showing too much respect now.
Well, Mookie is going in for another spin.
That was close though.
Yeah, it's a bit scary because I guess as a medic you really want to surf whatever is coming in, but when you're kind of doing that surfing maneuver, it kind of plays into the meme spoon, into that market gardener where you can't surf the one crit melee kill, can you, Kratos? So yeah, sometimes you makes it a bit easier for the team as nothing's really happened to say that Mookie's thrown his life away. He's just gone back to another stalemate. Everyone's just taking turns.
Yeah, checking for off classes. Crafty might go to the sniper now after he spawns. Let's see, that could be interesting to see another sniper this game. Yeah, Crafty is going to be on the side. Mookie is going down though, so he had to switch back immediately to the scout class so they can hold on to that middle.
Yep. Just seeing who dares ventures forward, but Eames and Ratslayer were just kind of trading mean looks at this point. Maybe the odd sticky here and there, but it's 2-1. I remind you, it's 9 minutes left on the clock. You've still got a bit of time over on our Elektro, but you can't help but keep pressing that tab button, Kratos, like, boys, we need to go at some point.
Yeah, it's only 9 minutes left. You need to make a move, and they're trying it with Never on the sniper now. Trying to get the pick, so that allows them to put.
I'm sure they were watching the cast earlier, Kratos, and we did talk about the magical number 5. That's the scary number. That's the Kratos danger zone, and they want to make it a bit more dangerous. They're just being so patient. I mean, they're going to pick onto Mookie, but Azunas is trying to maybe get in from a PC, but of course it's going to be watched. But he tries anyway. Eskimo gets picked off as well. I'm guessing that was his attempt at the trade there. Ratslayer is brought down low. He's brought down very low. They're trying to throw some scouts at him as well. Some sixers thrown from the scatter guns are just not enough to take him down. And Nivo is on that sniper class, and oh boy,
looks like another pause.
Another pause. All right. Ring, 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 ring. Kratos, pick up the phone.
Yes.
Hello, Kratos. It's the
Hello.
bin here. We're at another pause, and the team won't push. What do we do?
Rookie sniper.
All right, I'm hanging up this phone. This is clearly this coach isn't doing anything. All right, so I guess if you're pretty happy if you're over on the bin here, you've got a midpoint up. You could just pretend you're a golden cap here, and this is your win condition. Just win the midpoint and win the entire match. Would you do that, Kratos? All the way down from 7 minutes into the game, like just hold out against a team. Has a game ever been so important to you?
I mean, everyone who watched our games with Danger Dogs a few years ago, I mean, we did that plenty of times actually. So I like parking the bus. I mean, it's not fun to play, but sometimes it's just smart to do. To, you know, just get a reset.
I mean,
It depends on the situation though, because Aura really needs to make a move here. With only 7 minutes on the...
I guess a parking of a bus tells a lot about a team. It tells you how badly they want to match. And there have been some very famous ones where some people have really, really, really wanted to win, and they'll go to some of the most dirtiest lengths in TF2 to. I still have flashbacks about the heavy on Spire, but yeah, it is still part of the game. They're going to have to just eventually look at the timer and realise we have to make a play here. And is Sniper the best way to do this, Kratos? Is there not anything you can think of that was kind of out of the box? Something that the Pain can't possibly predict?
I mean, Sniper is at least the one that can sit back and that you can heal. And, you know, he has more chances to get the pick. If you just send the roamer in with a market gardener or something, or just the roamer with a rocket launcher, you only have one chance to get the pick. On the spy it's the same thing as well, but if you have the sniper, he can just sit back, get some heals, try and go for a shot, and then, you know, just reset and tries it over and over again until he gets the kill. So I think sniper is probably the safest way to do so.
Yeah, but I mean, can they afford to be safe? I know, like, the longer the time goes, the statistically, the more chances that sniper's going to get and more likely to succeed. But as the time ticks, they're going to have less and less chances to go for these Stalemate. I mean, have you got a Hail Mary, Kratos? Has there ever been like a tucked away play that you're saving for like the international TF2 tournament grand finals? What's that play, and what would it do to bail them out of the stalemate?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, you can go for some fancy stuff when you send in like a spy and a roamer, obviously. But other than that, I think it's just the best way to just go a safe way with a sniper, trying to land a shot, even if it takes some time. Otherwise, you just, if you don't have the time to wait for that, you just go trade Ubers and then just try and get set up for a good repush. I think that's what they could do.
This is just our first map as well, isn't it? So we've still got another Granary map to unfold in this game. I hope you pack some sandwiches, Kratos, because not only have we done our first part, we've also got some pauses in our second part as well. So looks like we're going to be here all night.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Man, what a time to return to casting. I was like, hey buddy, want to do a double bill? I bet if I throw in some pauses as well, you probably would have turned it down.
Well, I mean, it's fun to have these pauses, I think.
Oh, do you like Coach Kratos? Have you ever thought about coaching Kratos? Have you ever thought of kind of take? Oh, okay, wait, nope. It's just a quick unpause to let whoever's missing from the server back into the server.
I think I still have some years. I'm not sure if it will be in TF2 though when I'm starting my coaching, but I think it will happen eventually. Yeah, I was thinking about.
Are you coming up to any lands at all? We've got I-63 on the horizon. Are we going to see a Kratos there?
Possibly, yeah. It depends on, what position I can get, but I would like to play this season rather than going for coaching or something else.
What's the main for Kratos nowadays? Is it still the medic class, or have you ever thought about going back to Demo Man?
I think as a demo you can change the game more with your plays rather than with your calls, so I think I would like to play some demo again. Definitely.
Do you ever miss the old days, Kratos, where you were like, I can remember you were the big talk of Div 1. It was like, oh, that guy in Veer Blue, man, he's insane, you should watch him.
Yeah, the old times were fun. You always miss the old times, I think.
Oh, yep. Memory lane is going to have to come to a close, Kratos. We've unpaused as Elektro is lost their demo man.
Mookie with the kill onto Eames. That's what I said. Just put that guy on sniper and you win the game.
I guess they've listened to the phone call. And Ratslayer is poking from choke, and they're giving them a lot of respect here, but I feel like that's what Oro Elektro have been doing for a good majority of the game, is giving respect. But maybe they should show some respect to the Naval Sniper. He's getting some headshots over on this balcony area, and he's held them back. Mookie's gone down as well. So let's see if the blue sniper's a bit more favourable. Oh, gets the headshot onto Ratslayer. Took a bit of time to line up, but does find him eventually. Oh, Champagne is showing himself. Gets the Champagne kill. Nevo, whatever you call him, he's the boogeyman right now. He wants to find that third sort of slice of bread team, as he can't really find it. It will scare them all off, and he is the playmaker, the player for this team right now.
Yeah, and that's a huge change now. After Mookie got that kill onto Eames, I thought they can just push that second point, but then Nevo with the kill onto Champagne obviously changes the whole game. But I think Demos might have timed out or something. That's probably might be the reason of the pause. Oh, and he times out with a full Uber advantage. That's so unfortunate.
I feel like that's almost got to be a terrorist attack from the bin. Maybe just like throwing something at his computer, just sending all of the viruses, the DDoSers, downloading Pride and Prejudice to his TV monitor. But they're going to have to just suck it up and deal with the horrible situation they've been put in. On the bright side, they've got mid Kratos, they've got that respawner advantage. They are a little bit behind in Uber, but it's not much. It's going to be negligible, and I imagine both teams are going to give each other respect, because things have gotten a bit like murky here when it comes to Uber charge percentages. And Elektro are going to actually lose a player backing out of this mid. They didn't really put up too much contention to the mid in the first place. It just felt like such a limped, held mid. Again, Elektro just not holding onto these chokes well when they don't have their Uber.
Yeah, no mercy from the bin, just pushing them all the way back to their second point. Oh, they actually changed the medic. Raptors coming in now. They have a player change. Raptors on that medic class.
Well, okay, all right. I mean, you know, you got to adapt to the situation at hand, and if your situation is well, I'm saying your demo man, your demo's medic is dropping out, you need to hightail him out of there. Is he joining? Is he switched? He hasn't updated on my HUD. I think demos is still playing the medic.
Well, for me it says rep.
Alright, I guess I've just got like an ancient HUD. I need to punch in my HUD wheel. Alright, so I think it's still demos. I think Kratos, you're feeding me lies. Beta reports to me, but it doesn't matter when he needs to be called. He's just the blue medic, and as long as the blue medic just keeps healing away his players, he's going to get a blue Uber charge. And the blue sniper needs to put in some more bloody kills, some bloody red kills, if he wants to kind of make the comeback again. They're throwing in Mookie, but Mookie's going to get cleaned up. Actually, Nevo gets a nice couple of body shots onto him.
Wetslayer going down as well, so that's the situation for
Champagne might go down as well. They've got Champagne in the corner, and gets forced off. And Zunis might even pick up a health pack. He will get cleaned up during that Uber, but a full Uber charge for the unnamed medic as they've got the midpoint. They're probably looking to push second now, and they're not going to make the same mistake twice. They've got to realise they've got this advantage and they can push with it. Oh no, they're taking the time. There we go. They actually wait for everybody to cap the midpoint first and then decide to push in with it. They're taking the long way around, the greedy way, and I support this play. They really want to use this Uber charge for the last push, and
the bin already gave up the second point. They already set up a sentry gun on the last point. Crafty is on it, on the bottom left, building that gun. Sticky's on the point. So they have a lot of time to set up, but let's see if it is enough.
Alright, so they've got a sniper during this push, so it might get a bit hairy, but Nevo has proved that he can contribute to his team in Stalemate. But let's see if he can commit to a push as well. He actually gets the first blood onto Mookie during that push. The Uber comes in, but they haven't even taken out the sentry gun. Not much done with this Uber, as they spent so much time just looking for the bin. And they will take out the sniper, it looks like, over on the bin as well, so they don't have to worry about that headache. Still playing it slowly over on Elektro, and then just gobbling up all the kills sent their way. Uber will be popped off for Champagne as well, just to really make sure that there's nothing goes to bad plan. And it is Raptor, I'm told. I'm told in my ear it is definitely Raptor. Okay, this changes nothing really. Like it's just it's just another medic. He's got a different name. He might feel a little bit of slight style change, but how much can really change from a small little medic? So the bin will kind of keep control of this midpoint. They're actually thinking about pulling a bit of a throw tech here, pushing past the point into the defensive side of Elektro, but think better against it. Stick with their identity as the bin, and we'll finish off that midpoint.
Yeah, no, it's 2 minutes 30 only left on the clock, and almost equal Ubers. Raptor will probably get his Uber in time for that, but they need a clean repush here after the bin is pushing onto the second point here.
I mean, on the bright side for Elektro, if they do end up losing this round, they can easily pin it on Raptor for losing them. This thing is like, Raptor is the change here, he was the reason, and Raptor will actually pop off his Uber. They want to hold on to this second point. I like this play, it's like an optimistic play, it's kind of a bit of a wild ball. They can sometimes catch players off guard, and they were prepared for it this time, but it was a desperate scenario for them. They haven't got many players for this last point defense, and they had to give it a go. They will lose out on this round, but I mean, It's just 3-1. They can still technically... Okay, no they can't. There's 1 minute left.
Yeah, it's
GG.
probably done. 1:30 left. So another map for the bin. They're going 3-0 on that even.
God damn it, Raptor. Why?
Having a big run. But yeah, that was really unfortunate, and I don't know, the bin just didn't show any mercy, just pushing them all the way back after they had the Uber disadvantage and were pushed back to the last point. It could have gone really different. That's really, really unfortunate.
It's just that one unfortunate timing with Demo's PC blowing up. It does make you wonder. But they're going to have to... I mean, Kratos, talk to me about these players. What do you think these players are feeling right now? Can you put something like this behind you in an official format? Because I think that would tilt me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, after the long pause, you also lose some momentum. So even though it wouldn't have been the medic that timed out the full Uber, it's always terrible to have these long pauses after you have such a momentum.
Yeah.
And advantages in these fights.
You know what else sucks as well? It's I mean, I've got just 30 seconds left on the clock, but we're not going to dignify the rest of this game. It's just getting a bit cartoony, chaotically right now. As I mean, while the pause is happening, you're switching from Eskimo the player to Eskimo the manager, where he has to try and find a new player, agree for them to play in, talk to the enemy team, see if they accept the merc, you know, post it on the ETF2L match page. All this stuff like that, it's just, it really is a massive stop to the momentum that nobody realises.
That's a shame. Still a really close match on the process, as Alba predicted it. Oh well, he said Aura wins it, but you know, still a really close match. Aura showed up, a really good fight there.
Well, we get to see a reg site in the logs.tf. We get to see 2 medics fight off in their little stats and see who did better. Now, wow, Raptor only died twice. He's a god in this game.
Mr. Epic though with huge stats there, 24-7-8. Only 8 deaths for him, and you know, massive amount of kills.
He's the polar opposite of the play coming out from bot mode that we saw from the first map, where he was getting high kills, but he was getting just as many deaths as well. But Mr. Epic is really conservative of his life, it seems, in comparison. And I mean, we should probably talk
Even
about the other scouts.
As well. Yeah, Crafty as well was 26-13-30. So also really high amount of kills and a lot of damage as well with 7.5k.
I bet you're kind of wondering, why am I roping, you know, bot mode into this? His game is finished, but it's just because Scruff and Nevo didn't really have I don't know, like the impact in comparison I thought from the scouts of the bin. It just I didn't feel. I don't know. Maybe they were like there. They didn't do anything bad, but I felt like they just needed a little bit more oomph. You know, it's just process. It's a scout map, or it's a much more scout friendly map than say like Granary, which we're heading over into our broadcast now. But I guess maybe it's the nature of the stalemate, Kratos. Is it the logs just being unfair to them?
Well, I mean, the logs shows kind of close game in the damage and kills at least, but you know, Mr. Epic and Crafty are just so dominant if you compare them to the other scouts. But I mean, Eames and Zunes apparently did quite a lot of damage as well. So I think it was still a really close game.
Yeah. Oh wow, the trifecta medic stats. Champagne gets knocked down to the bottom. It's like, behold, the blue team. I guess you get to come. Oh man, I really wanted to directly compare the two medics as well. Oh, okay. Well, we get to see the mids and how dominant the bin were on them. They did get one mid from Elektro, but you can see where that was after that second round. The pauses started coming in, and maybe that would have played a part into the momentum dropping and all that. The bin can recall themselves a bit, and it went back to the bin's way. As we were favouring the bin coming into this matchup as well, I think, in the pre-game. So maybe all's right in the world, but Or Elektro had a very good start though, Kratos. I can't help but just shed a single tear.
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious to see how Granary will go against these guys. Because as you said, Process is a much more scout-friendly map here. And I think Aura's soldiers did quite some work.
Yeah. But we've almost got a preview of, well, I say we definitely got a preview from the bin on this Granary map, so it's fresh in our minds. We know what to expect in this Granary map, and do you think there's anything you saw about Elektro's play from that process map that makes you think that things are going to go differently on this Granary for the bin, or is it just going to be similar to what we saw with the bus crew? Are they just going to get rolled over?
I mean, the bus crew had a lot of soldier work as well on the Granary middles, but I think Mr. Epic and Crafty are so dominant that they would just roll over that and use the momentum from the last 3 maps and just roll over our Elektro.
Boys and girls, it is Granary. It is ETF2L Season 30, sponsored by SDN Trading and Scrap.tf. It's your boy Turbo, it's your boy Kratos and Beta, and all your friends are here. It's the bin, it's Elektro, and it's our first mid. Let's see who can kind of win out in this Demoman 1v1 for all of 10 seconds. There we go. It's actually everyone's arrived and nobody's really won out. Both teams are kind of positioned the same. Eskimo's actually on top of the combo. Ratslayer doesn't even notice. He's busy directly looking at enemy demo to fight him back, and maybe he was in the wrong there. Ratslayer will get kind of lose the rough end of that, and yeah, I was just a bit shocked. I thought they would have reacted to that a bit quicker.
Yeah, Azunas with a massive bomb just killing both scouts single-handedly. Well, not quite alone. He had some support from the scout, but he did so much damage. He had 1 scout down and 1 scout on 10 health, so really massive bomb by him.
Now this is an unfamiliar situation for the bin. Usually they've been quite dominant on the mids, at least from the previous Granary game as well, and they probably weren't expecting to be pushed back this quickly on their last point. 100% Uber for Raptor. Keep in mind he's still murking for this team, and he will pop off the Uber a little bit earlier, but they're in quite deep and they get a lot of damage done. Not only do they take out the sentry gun, they get Ratslayer as well. That's their point player taken out of the map. The scouts though are doing work on the bin. They're just taking names, taking health, and actually will take Scruff's life. They let Raptor run back to his soldier, but it just looked like it started so well. What went wrong there, Kratos?
I think they had a really good push on the top, just getting the early kills as well, going deep into that, but then after that they lost some positioning. They just didn't watch their position from the fight after the Uber faded, and then Crafty and Mr. Epic could just clean them up.
With Ratslayer down, it doesn't dissuade them from making this push onto mid, and I can't help but think that Oro could have held on to that. With a Demoman down and the respawn advantage, they had the players, they even had some health as well, because Raptor was doing a good job of keeping himself alive through all of that. And he's even got an Uber charge ahead of them as well, but Elektro just gave up the ground.
Yeah, but Champagne will get to Uber charge as well now, so they can't really continue pushing with that. And now they're trying to go for play with Mookie, I think. Looks like. He's just peeking in, getting the buff, and now doing the jump into left yard and getting hit by the sticky trap. Kratos on the ground.
It's a sad life to be a room in these places. Everyone is a bit worse for wear. Oh, actually, Azunas is in and Azunas is out. Again, hard life for the roving soldier. Actually, it's just hard life for soldiers in general. Soldiers just die, Kratos.
Yes. That's how you soldier. You jump in and die, maybe create some space, but yeah. We see Mookie having enough from that soldier class as well, going onto the spy. See if he has more luck with that.
Did he get any spam there though? I saw there was a bit of scouts shooting each other on that pathway of Mookie. Makes me wonder, but I don't think they'll expect a spy play coming out from Mookie at this part of the map. It's usually quite on.
I think they spotted them. Raptor's just hugging the wall there to not get back. So I think Mookie got spotted.
Oh, it's getting close. It's going to be hard. I don't think he'll pull it off. He's
Yeah,
going to have to.
definitely.
He's going to have to play the security camera, I think, rather than the spy. Or do you go for the pistol here, Kratos? Do you link up with your roaming soldier and just try and just frag the medic down?
Yeah, I mean, they could just suicide 2 players in here with Mookie together, otherwise they won't get any work done with Mookie just alone. He will just die in, but then as well you just spend, like, have 2 players dying, and then it's gonna be really tough for them. They're losing Crafty as well, so that now they're about to push. Mookie can just try and go for the back cap to, like, you know, bait them back.
On the
Apparently they're not even trying to push.
I mean, at the very least, they've got Mookie telegraphing where they're pushing from, or where they're going to go for these plays. So if he's really a wordsmith, he can kind of tell his team exactly.
Well,
what
Ubers is
they're
in
doing.
and Mookie's on the medic. It's
Oh,
a
he's trying to
face
pistol
step
them.
and
He fought
Raptor uses his
Raptor.
weapon.
What? Why did he use? He died. He looked at him die, and he's like, I'm going to use the Uber anyway. What? Ubers is behind as well. He's on the
Well,
Z.
that worked for them, and now Eames is pretty offensive and will probably get catch. Never mind, he gets a kill onto Red Slayer here. But they're continuing to push with the Uber, killing Eames and Eskimo. But they have 2 scouts alive with heals. Let's see if they can do something
Oh
with
no,
that.
Raptor goes down as well. The scouts just get a quick buff and then go around the corner, and I'm still a little bit confused by how Raptor popped earlier. It just on my screen, Kratos, it looked like he opened console, typed in mouse 2 rather than and then used the Uber that way. It was just so delayed after the spy death. Okay, I need to put it behind me because I'm sure these teams have put it behind them now. It's a new round, it's a new day, and let's hope things go a bit higher for Elektro.
Yeah, we have another middle coming up. So they have another chance. Last middle went pretty well for our Elektro, so maybe they can continue that and just snowball it all the way.
Alright, so...
Let's see if Azunis has some luck again with this bomb. He's going for the high bomb onto the scouts again, just sitting on the lamp, creating some chaos and spamming down some rocket.
Actually gets the champagne kill. Nobody really checked in on Azunis, and maybe they just didn't realise where he went. So it just felt like the lamppost was shooting rockets rather than the soldier. So they've got a medic advantage now. They just need to play off Raptor's heals, and then once they're feeling comfortable, start taking these fights in. Ubers will jump in now. They waited very patiently for that bomb in, and it's worked out very well for them. Read every single kind of follow-up kill, or I guess follow-up play from the bin as well, and it will lead them to not only a midpoint but an Uber advantage, Kratos.
Yeah, like really well played by Azun. Just using that higher ground, and you know he can dodge some damage on the lamp. Like it's really hard to contest him there, and then he's just sees the opportunity to go for champagne there with the double rockets from the top.
Well, if anything's been demonstrated here is that the bin can hold last and convert these last defences into push outs as well. They will Uber in. Eames tries to jump into the sentry gun, will be splashed back by the sentry gun. It does take a little bit longer than usual to take down that sentry gun as well. They lose Ubers, that's a big kill for them. They've got some decent positions as well, but they need to focus down this heavy weapons guy, because the longer he's alive here, the bigger sort of presence and damage and contributions that he's making for his team. It's a shame they've got a medic on their side to kind of play the long con, and there we go, it's 1-1.
Yeah, they did lose the advantage battle, the positioning battle there on that last point after that Uber fight, but they were just so patient, connecting again with Raptor, taking the heals and then going in and out all the time and reconnecting with the heals. So that was really well played by them this time.
Yeah, I feel like apart from like the odd little play from Raptor here and there, he's having a pretty good game. Like
yeah, definitely.
Feeling very solid. So let's see if it continues into our third mid of the game so far. Bomb coming in from Mookie, and the soldiers are linking up nicely, very well coordinated and kind of just laying massive amount of damage. There's a very nice like post jump as well. They're surviving much longer than that should ever be possible. Champagne even survived the mid as well. It's Scruff's only mission now is to take out the Champagne kill, but there's just a wall of scout to deal with. He will go down, and just such a nice just a nice Ubers play and a nice Mookie play as well.
Yeah, definitely. And Champagne also did a much better job this time. They saw the Roma Azunis on the lamp again, but this time they just walked in forward all the way on the left side into the enemy ramp room. So that's much better than staying there in the corner where the soldier can just drop down onto you. And now they have a full Uber advantage as well. Mr. Epic is ready to push into them. He's just waiting for it.
I mean, is he waiting for it? It looks like he's just having a good time capping the point there. I thank you for the 3 points. Nom nom nom. So they've got the Uber now. He's just having a quick check for sticks, and they should watch out for these stickies close to the wall, but they have popped earlier before that, so that's not really anything calling into contention. Sentry gun will be cleaned up quickly as well. They can't really. They will actually pick on the Eskimo first, the most forward player out of all of them, and take his pipe away from them, and they're using it against them, Kratos. And oh, that Mookie rocket, it hurts.
Yeah, Mr. Epic cleaning up kill after kill here and capping off the point.
It's got a. Don't you hate it when you've got the high ground as a soldier? You feel like you should be in a good place, but the scout's just still impossible to hit from such a high position. Your rockets just are so telegraphed and slow that you can't really do much if you're being the one focus fired. Alright, there's another mid, and God, would you believe that both demos roll out in the exact same way? Like,
yeah.
They both take the balcony. Zunis gets some early damage onto Ratslayer, denies that sort of early on heals, takes him out of the game. Very nice start for them over on Aura Elektro now, and nice follow-up from Zunis there to actually get the damage, follow-up damage onto Ratslayer. That felt like that was a big play for them.
Yeah, he likes sitting on the lamp, and it's just perfect if the enemy team rolls out to the catwalk area, then he can just rain down rocket after rocket and getting some really nice damage there.
I mean, what do you do there when Azunis is on that little lamp? Do you just always move forward, Kratos? Is there ever a time you should just try and take the fight from him there, or...?
No, you should just ignore him and just wall all the way forward, like they did in the
Mookie
second round.
behind, he's on Raptor, he gets 1 kill, he gets 2 kills, Ubers is coming to the fight as well, Ratslayer's just looking at all the carnage, and there we go, they're on the back foot here over on Aura Elektro. Everyone's panicking and they're trying to back out. They're trying to just process the what's just happened here. They can't even think whether or not to stay in or get out, as things just happen so quickly, Kratos.
Yeah, I kind of missed what happened to them, but they're just down everyone somehow.
Yeah, Mookie just got in behind, and when they turned to get him, Ubers came in from a different side. Those double soldier play, we talked about it. The soldiers were very good in the first match, and now they're turning up into the second match as well.
Yeah, Mr. Epic is going down. That's really unfortunate. Champagne gets caught in a bad positioning and has to use her Uber now, and that's a terrible Uber for the bin.
Yeah, poor Scruff. He wants to get into the fight, but the stickies are denying him, and every sticky he shoots, it gets replaced. Very cool. Alright, so Uber advantage for Raptor and Co, but you can't help but be a little bit scared. Backcaps can play a big part into the bin, and they have been playing backcap shenanigans in previous maps, in previous matches, so they're not scared to use them. They pop in the Uber now, and they're trying to control all these loose players from these different corners of the map, but Granary's
they can't chase. I know that's the situation for the bin to just recontest the second point here. They have good health on apparently they're going down by Eames. Ubers is killing Eames.
Oh. Scruff is in though, he's on top of Ratslayer, could clean him up.
Oh, any second. He missed a 2-shot onto Raptor.
I mean, it got him in the end though. Raptor did go down, and they're capping back the second point, and I was too busy looking at the one success on Aura Elektro. It seems like Scruff was in, he was on top of Ratslayer, but I was looking away from the carnage, the massacre that was the backline of Aura Elektro that was getting killed by Crafty, killed by what I can only assume was Mookies and Ubers as well. 1 step forward, 2 steps back, Kratos, for Aura Elektro.
Yeah, losing Raptor there is really terrible for them, and now they have to fight against another Uber from the bin, and they've been so solid there with the last pushes in that mine on this day. Cleaning up the sentry immediately. Eames is going down as well, so that's huge advantage for them. Raptor is really low as well and not connected with anyone, so they can just take off the last point here.
Now, that was a heartbreaker, Kratos. Actually, that's 2 heartbreakers in a row. At this rate, they're going to get a heart attack if they keep pushing the bin all the way back to last and then losing that advantage all the way back to their own last and then just to lose the round. Truly, truly heartbreaking stuff.
Yeah, but Aura have been quite dominating on these middles. Let's see if the bin will figure out how to play against the Azuna's lamp play.
But the MVP so far is the lamp. He has been putting in the work for his team. Mookie, isolated, still gets the Raptor kill though. How does that happen? They saw him a mile coming. They had so many shots onto him and he still finds the Raptor kill. I mean, they do lose the mid, but the Raptor kill.
Yeah, they can't really chase anyone down here because they were so low on the health. So Champagne gets out there with Mr. Epic and they will have an Uber to contest the second point, and I have to be really careful now because they have a Raptor nowhere near them, so they can't bleed players now. They have to stay alive so they can set up something.
Oh, Crafty baited as oh, actually Mr. Epic comes from Z, cleans up the initial bait, and they even get the bite as well. So with the flank taken down, they can probably pick a door that they were should be assigned to get in for free. Eskimo does try and force out the Uber, does get controlled however. Oh, I'd say he gets controlled. He actually controls the Uber out of Champagne. So with an Uber down, they need to just set up a midpoint, and Raptor isn't going to get his Uber anytime soon, so it won't be under contention.
Yeah, that saves the fight for them for now. But they are in the yard area and they will have even an Uber advantage, so maybe we will see a push of our Elektro coming up any second soon.
Man, this is such an action-packed Granary game, Kratos. Usually I've got some time to shoot you some questions or just kind of pick the Prem brain, but it's been so... it still keeps coming. It's the gift that keeps on giving, and Eames is also kind of running behind some of these flank players as well. Raptor's even coming in on the action. They've still got another player behind. That's Crafty, going deeper and deeper and deeper. I mean, just like any good behind player would. And taking a fight with Eskimo, but he's got a health pack on his side and he's going to keep drawing out this fight, and they actually take the push onto middle. Maybe a bit risky here, but they've got Eskimo holding that second point, so maybe not so much risk, but they're down a player because they know that Eskimo's behind there. He might as well be dead to that team. They pop in the Uber. They really want to hold on to this mid. I like this play here. They keep their respawn advantage. I mean, they wanted to get more initial frags going into the mid though.
Mr. Epic wins the 1v1 against Zunis here. And might even get Champagne out. That would be a huge play now. Yeah, they get her out. That's really good by them. It looked like a terrible Uber, but they pressured them back so well, and then Mr. Epic could just run out with Champagne after winning that 1v1 against Azuna.
I still kind of wonder what it could have been though, Kratos, because usually those sorts of Ubers catch a player by surprise, holding on to midpoints like that. Maybe not so much at this level, but they can still be a little bit shocking, and they can get, you know, snag a kill here and there. But they didn't get any kills, no entry kills at all, and they really needed them to kind of tie back the thing. Oh, Eskimo kind of just walks into everybody, and nobody on Aura Elektro wanted to back him up there. Thinking emoji has they've got the Uber charge on Champagne now, and I think he really wanted to take a fight.
Alunas with a big bomb onto them, getting some nice rocket onto Champagne, and she even used her Uber as well.
They're chasing with the explosive chariot though, and Eskimo wants to actually linchpin that medic down. Really sees the overextension in front of his eyes and punishes it. And are they not going to try and fight this? Hello? Or Elektro? Midpoint to claim? Clean up on aisle mid?
I mean, they're playing it really safe. They're just healing up, dealing with the flankers, or trying to deal with the flankers, because Mr. Epic is just too huge today, and winning the 1v1 there.
Eskimo to the rescue. Raptor was... I know they were playing things defensive, but there was a lot of defense to kind of spread there, and... spread a little bit thin. Raptor was pressured by Ubers, does get cleaned up eventually by Eskimo, who saves Raptor by the skin of his teeth. Crafty wants to go for another Crafty backcap, actually picks up a kill on the way. Alright, I'll take it. I'll now on my way to your second point, and Azunas is he
Mookie's ready to block the point.
Oh my god! Is that a... that's a 2 HP warrior there on second point, ladies and gentlemen. That could have been a disastrous round there, but they get that kill, that back cap dealt with, and they're capping midpoint as well. And it's a shame because they actually hauled in a little bit with that that fight, that skirmish onto mid to kind of elongate the capping process for Elektro, but it's worked out for them. Uber's
It
popped.
bought so much time for them, and now they're running into an Uber fight, but they're reading it really. Actually, Raptor gets cleaned up anyways. They were reading it that the bin had the Uber charge, but Raptor still couldn't escape it. Nice chase there by them.
Alright, this is turning a bit into a DM server at this point. I feel like we're lacking structure, teams and players are losing their heads a little way. Zunas is caught in forward respawn, he's like, I'll take my shot as a sniper. They actually got the forward side sort of spawn cam almost, but they will, I think a majority of them actually get out of that forward respawn as well, so this is pretty good for them. They've got some, I think they might actually have more players over on this midpoint compared to the bin, so that's worked out quite nicely.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, back cap.
Mookie's going in for the bomb or for the block.
Back cap, mid block. We need one more player. Oh no, they actually
it's
sent
not gonna
Azunis again. He's still the back cap blocker of 2018.
Yeah, Azunis is having a really good game here. Getting some nice kills, but you know, Mr. Epic and Crafty also doing a great job again, but Azunis is dealing with it really well.
He's doing the, you know, those unsung sort of jobs as a roamer, like really well, those ones where, because it's nerve-wracking having to 1v1 a scout on that second point, because you know if you mess up, you could cost your team a round, basically, but enough trust is placed into his hands and it's worked off well. They popped an Uber in and they really wanted to just commit all the heals into Ratslayer there and hope that they whiffed all their shots. They're coming in for the second fight. Mr. Epic wants to fight off against all these players on the road. They're turning it around. I can't believe it. Mookie's on a rampage. He wants more kills. He gets a direct on Denevo. He can't find the splash to finish it off.
Yeah, never escapes, and now it looks like he's trying
wrapping
to go for a
round.
play.
Nobody suspects this play. He's here, Mookie. He's here. Kill him. It's Scruff. You should be worried
Scruff
about
is
that.
coming
He
in.
comes in with the bang. Shanks champagne. Mookie's now got two stars to deal with.
What a huge play by Nevo, escaping there to the ramp room and then going for the, you know, flank play and just creating the attention from Mookie, and then Scruff just, okay, I'm going in and doing this, Nevo, thanks man.
The drive-by, it's disgusting. This is why it's illegal. Somebody call the police. 999. There's been a murder. Okay.
I don't think that's the number of the police.
Hey, it is in my country.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. 999. Would you like fire service, police service, or ambulance? Okay.
So we have an Uber advantage for Raptor and our Elektro here. But there's sniper from Mr. Epic. I think it is? Yeah, Mr. Epic. On the right hand side. Raptor's going down
what?
to Mookie!
What? How?
Oh.
I didn't even... That should never happen. Like, I haven't got my camera so far away from that action because I thought that can't possibly happen. So, I've missed out on the kill, you've missed out on the commentary. Raptor's going to have to come back. They've got a advantage now for Champagne, but they haven't quite got the advantage yet. It hasn't been transitioned into a thing yet. So Uber charge is impending currently. They're spamming out the second point, seeing if the threat is large enough. Eskimo is hiding in the overhang, the kind of balcony area, and will actually go for the Ratslayer pick instead. Doesn't want to
Never
get greedy.
supports him as well, and Never goes down though. Eskimo on the top can't really do much, have to go back with the low HP there.
Ratslayer down, they don't feel too confident about using this Uber, although Mr. Epic is actually saying to his team, he's like, I can do it, believe in me, trust. He's running down this demo man, he gets the meat into him, and Scruff is fighting this 1v1. He overextends a bit. He really needed the backup of Champagne for that ulti-duo fight, and a counter Uber charges in response. It's Scruff's turn now for the scout fight with the Uber charge, and this scout won't overextend. He will back off as the Ubers fade away, and Ubers does kind of get away with a cheeky kill which should have been his death, but gets out nonetheless. like a little bit of advantage now on Champagne because she did pop first, and she's going to get that advantage back now. No points really exchanged between either of these teams, but you've got Nevo on that sniper class now.
Yeah, so another, well, almost stalemate. I don't think Champagne and the Bin will push out with that slight advantage that they have now. They just set up another last defense. Mr. Epic on the sniper class. Maybe he finds a nice kill there, or just rely on that. I mean, we are getting closer to the danger zone as well with 5 minutes left on the...
Damn it, you beat me to it. I saw the number. I was like, oh, I want to say it. I want to say it this time. But yeah, you're right, Kratos. It is the danger zone. I'm going to trademark it, the Kratos danger zone time. There's 5 minutes left. And they have actually got another round as well. So that should really be a lot more dangerous of a time than it's being in this moment of the game. They can still get this round quite quickly though. So maybe they might dodge the danger zone time, really, but they're taking a sweet time about it.
And Eskimo's going in for the pop and for the force play. Yeah, he gets it. Champagne used her overcharge.
Yep, it's very good so far. Will they wait for Eskimo though, or will they just go in for the push? Because again, time does silly things to a person, Kratos. You start kind of losing your way a bit and start worrying about things too much and getting greedy, getting a bit optimistic, desperate almost.
Yeah, it allows Crafty though to set up a sentry gun, and the Bin were holding quite well on these last points so far.
Got Mr. Epic on the sniper as well, so and they actually pop off the Uber. Raptor will get a lot of Uber. Everyone gets an Uber, just kind of lay out their duties and their job. A very healthy, I think they're definitely going to get this, yeah. It's just too healthy of a team surrounded by unhealthy Bin players, as it will be 2-3, but they are in the danger zone. It is 4 minutes and it is Granary. You can drag your heels on this map if you really want to. I mean, if they really, really, really wanted to, Kratos, they could not turn up to mid.
I think they will show up to middle, but even though our, had some really good middles, it's gonna be tough. Maybe they can snowball it all the way. It's gonna be really intense.
Oh, Ratslayer's low. He didn't get to the health pack in time. It's been locked down by Eames now. He's gonna have to get... Oh, he gets cleaned up quickly by the soldiers. Well played, well coordinated by Elektro. Now there's gonna have to be heavy lifting by these soldiers, but I just see some heavy splats as Uber gets cleaned up by these scouts on mid as well. And Kratos.
Raptor down, so that allows them to set up a last defense, but it's 3 minutes left on the clock, so they have some time to set up some play. This could really be close.
Wait, did they? Oh, they went to pick up Raptor. I guess that. But did everybody need to go back to fetch Raptor there? They like to hold hands on this team. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, before you go bleed, then it's probably better to just play it a bit safe and go with the heal.
Kritzkrieg on Raptor. I like this play. It's kind of dictates the pace of the game and it kind of shifts it into a 5th gear. Kratos really keeps the game fast and quick and...
Yeah, it looks like a soldier quits. Oh, that's nice. Looking forward for that, because Azun is an Eskimo. We're doing so much work on this. And now they can win the game with that Kritzkrieg. Finding the first frag and maybe the second onto Red Slayer as well. Yeah, they have 2 really nice picks. And Champagne is only on 80% overcharge, so they need to go really fast and focus that medic stuff.
Yeah, they need to go really quickly. Uh-oh, the no classes. Oh no, the no class doesn't have time! He didn't have time to lay down the law. They're already on to the point. Maybe if this was the Granary of old, Kratos, but this is 2018. It's a new generation, it's a new day, and it's a new round. Hold me, Kratos.
Yeah,
it's going to the wire.
Eskimo just being ice cold with that Kritzkrieg and finding the frags that they needed, and then they just continued it onto the last point, and now we have a 3-3 with 1 minute 45 seconds up. This is really intense.
Oh, nice damage onto Ratsley. Picks up the health pack though, and Eames is actually on the back foot for this mid, and they're controlling Eskimo a lot better this time. Very nice. Oh, but Mr. Epic ties the factor and the flank around. The counter initiation coming in from the bin just seems a little bit stronger in comparison to the first effort of Elektro. With 1 minute left, maybe they need to start changing the pace of the game from winning the round to saving the golden cap.
Yeah, it looks like. I think, well, with 1 minute it's so risky, but Scruff is setting up for a play, like he's just waiting. 1v1 against Crafty. Oh, but Mr. Epic is there to save the day.
Well, so
yeah, they really just need to park the bus now for the last 55 seconds.
the go-to defense. Let's see what they.
I think we have Crit Squeak from Champagne now as well.
Again, I like it. Keeps the game quick,
and Sentry Gun is
fast.
going down. Mookie is spamming the Sentry Gun, so that allows them some space there. With
Even gets to pick up the Bazunas in the little top room as well, into window room. So they're pushing this left-hand side. They could probably pick off Eames here. Scruff is trying to buy them a lot of room, and a lot of damage. Eskimo with a big flank takes out Kritzkrieg out of the equation. Everyone's a bit damaged, and everyone's like, for the love of God, play off Raptor, play off this. Well, I'd say play off the Sentry Gun. He's actually trying to build it up again. They're playing the point though. They're getting meat-shotted. Ubers is trying to. Oh, the no fun class. It wasn't for the red team. It's for the blue team. 6 seconds left. There's only one poor little soldier that has to fight off against an Uber heavy. It ain't happening in this lifetime. It's a stalemate. We all lose. Do we? It's a golden cap, more like. It's ETF2L. We don't do draws here.
Yeah. Eskimo saving the day there with killing Champagne when she was on 98%, I believe.
They needed that class so much. That was the perfect class change, because it looked like for a good second there the scouts got into a dangerous sort of close range where they can kill any team or any players if they just coordinate the focus fire enough. Unless they had that heavy weapons guy, the one that's just a bit scarier than the scout at that close range.
Yeah, not a perfect day now for the bin, no 12-0 day. Maybe they even will lose the map now.
Now we're going to have to streamline this log viewing process, Kratos, as we are going to be going through a golden cap here and soon. So is there anything that you can quickly tell me about these logs?
A lot of soldier damage this time. The scouts are not that much on top now. I mean, Mr. Epic, again, with nice stats there. Crafty not that nice this time, with 17 to 16, so only 1 kill difference. But yeah, Mr. Epic, 26, 11, 14, huge stats for him. But the soldiers with so much damage. Eskimo with 7k, Azunis with almost 8k. Ubers as well, obviously, with 9k damage. So a lot of soldier work done this
I think what was interesting was, I mean, we talked about the soldiers a lot, but I want to point out the demo men. The demo men for both of these teams, and like the differences, like they have similar damages, but they've got different. But they've got like different deaths though. It just seems that Ratslayer is so much more of a kamikaze sort of demo man. We've seen him in these throughout the entire matches tonight. That he just seems to lay out the damage at the risk of his life constantly, but. I mean, still gets a lot of damage though. He likes just playing kamikaze, while Eames is most definitely the safe player out of these two teams. He's kind of the hallmark of his team overall. Very safe, very like better safe than sorry sort of play. And he has been outplaying Ratslayer a little bit more in these mids. I feel like that's the two difference makers. But maybe Ratslayer's never really opting to stay alive on these mids. Maybe he just wants to lay out the initial groundwork for his team. It's just I just like the two contrasting demo styles. Really, it's really fascinating to me.
Yeah. Also, the airshot sets are quite interesting. Obviously, Azun is with 17 airshot. That's massive. But I think it's a little bit bugged on Granary, isn't it?
Yeah, the pipes. They are very cool. So we're gonna have to take that with the slightest pinch of salt. Anything you could tell me about these heal stats, Kratos? They're all gobbledygook to a soldier main like myself, but maybe you can derive some intellect from them.
He put like both teams, obviously a lot of heals on the demo man, as it usually is nowadays. And then we have
look at the heals on the scout. Oh,
but yeah, also a lot of heals on the scout. Scrap and Mr. Epic was over 6k.
Just a lot of scout ubers, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you saw. I can remember in the back of my mind some players going down, and the scouts were like, "Just take me, man. Just take me. I'll take the Uber. I'll kill some nerds." So a little bit of a bait out.
Also, we didn't have a game today where there were 0 drops on any medic. I think every medic had at least 1 drop each game.
Oh, Kratos, it's a different time now. The days of Bull going like 0 drops all season are long gone. Okay, I want you to look at that drop counter and I want you to get used to it, because it's going to be like this for all ETF2L games now. Only the good medics drop. Okay, so Kratos, I'm going to ask you one of the more simple questions in TF2. We're not going to get into the nitty gritty of it. It's going to be basically who is going to win. Who is going to win in this Golden Cap, Kratos? We've seen literally a game between both of these teams demonstrating who deserves it more. Who deserves to win this match?
I think Aura deserves it after the, after the poor thing that happened on the process map to their medic. I think they deserve the win, but the bin has been so dominating today. I don't think they will allow it, but we'll see.
Alright, let's see if Coach Kratos backstabbing his team to back up Aura Elektro. Let's see if he is correct. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. It is our Golden Cap. I think it might be one of the first ones of the season. I'm not sure. I'm not paying attention. Anyway, we're into our Golden Cap, and they actually take different rollouts this map. So Eames opting to take the high ground a bit more. Oh, he goes down very early. Doesn't even get to the health
Azunas with
back
a
in
huge
time.
bomb into the Champagne is going down. Azunas with a good position.
Oh my god, Azunas is doing
is
so much work. He
going
actually gets the trade. He is a god amongst men. He literally saved that mid for his team. And Scruff could maybe make some decent damage here. I know he's on low health, but there's also players without a medic, and they're playing on oh no, MG.
Yeah, Kratos there against Wetslayer and Mookie. It was.
Look at Azunas.
Too
Look
much
at
power.
like not a single person on his team got a kill there. You can look at the scoreboard. It's just like Azunas like putting the team on his back.
Yeah, Azunas is having a great game today. Definitely, his mids has been impressive. Like, especially if you notice that Crafty and Mr. Epic are so playing so well today, but he's just going ham on these middles anyways, even against those strong scouts.
The thing, it wasn't even like follow-up damage sort of thing. It literally felt like he was taking 4 players from 100% health to 0 health, like all on his own. He's just blows my mind. On a Roma as well. That class is garbage.
Ubers and Mookie's bleeding now though. So we're gonna see a push from our Elektro.
Yeah, the Eskimo is going for that. Oh, this is... Yeah, we talked about the kamikaze play of Ratslayer, and this time he gets an Uber charge, so can't die even if he wanted to. Really pushing the boat out here.
Ratslayer now is in the reload and will probably get chased by Scruff here all the way.
He's being bounced around though. Does get Weasel his way out, and he's getting healed up by Champagne, and this is not a good mid for them. Actually, they're getting back-capped. Oh no, ×4, that's gotta really hurt. Can Azuna's god really claw against all these players? 3 HP Warrior survives, and gets the crafty kill. Mr.
Azunas
Epic is at
saves
Z though. Mr. Epic, are you coming through Z?
He's in the lunchbox, going in all the way from behind, or actually trying to... Yeah, he's going to back out through the drop down, or just sitting there, who knows?
Well,
Who knows, they're looking for him.
I think what they've learnt about Aura Elektro is they kind of like to do everything together. So just by Mr. Epic's sort of scary presence of where am I, that's enough for bring Aura Elektro back. If this was any other team though, Kratos, I feel like they would have been a bit greedier and actually played off just Azunas being there on his own and then capping midpoint. And that would have actually been the optimal play there. But they play it safe, and they decide to just hold back on that second point. They actually bring out a sniper.
Yeah, that's interesting to see, especially on this point. I mean, you can't really get the good sniper angle. I don't know if it's a good decision. But I mean, I think they're knowing what they will know what they do. They're pushing in, and then on the middle point, I mean, Never will have some space to snipe, so... it's interesting to see.
Oh,
it's
Eames is
unusual
in.
strategy.
Champagne will pop early. Eames hasn't really got the position to get out. Oh god, he crosses beams with Ubers, and will go down on that left-hand side. So they're picking up the leftover ammo of Eames.
Oh, Wetslayer going down to Neville. Really good pick here, really important.
The scouts are very low here. They need to clean them up quickly before they get crossbowed to health, and Eskimo does actually find the Uber's kill as well. He's got a very nice post position. Uzunas denies the exit for Mr. Epic. Does manage to get out with enough heals.
Yeah, now they can make their way through the middle, but Raptor is going down to Mookie. Oh dear. Okay. Now they're stuck on that sniper class as well. That's not looking good for our Elektro here.
They don't know what to do. Did they cap? Did they fight? They choose neither, and they just get picked off in the process. I don't know what the plan was there, Kratos. It felt like there was 3 plans happening at once. Some people were backing out, some people were taking the fight to them, and some people were trying to cap it straight under them. But I don't mind any of the plans, Kratos, but you've got to focus on one of them.
Yeah, definitely. You need to be on the same page with the team. Azunis is going down, and still the full Uber advantage for them to continue that through the last push.
Alright, well, 100% Uber advantage for, I say advantage, 100% Uber charge for Champagne. They're going in now, and they popped off the Uber fairly late as well. There's only a measly level 1 sentry going to deal with. It will get cleaned up. Eames is being focused. He's still alive, and oh god, while they were busy looking at him, they weren't looking at the scout. He caps off the point. It's a surprisingly quick end for to this golden cap, and it's gone the bin's way.
Yeah, it was a weird decision with that sniper on the second point, I guess. I mean, it saved them a little bit because he got the demo kill, but he would have probably done much more work as a scout after they pushed onto the middle point. They couldn't really do a lot with a sniper after Raptor went down so early. But still, like a really successful day for the bin, going 11-1. So that's really good for them. Congratulations.
Yeah. Hashtag bin for the win. Alright, well, usually in moments like this we bring up the logs, but it's going to be golden cap logs. I'm not sure how much worth they can really give, but we can take this time to pick out an MVP, Kratos. You know, maybe we should keep up the trend. Do we give another one to your boy Crafty?
Well, Mr. Epic and Crafty still did a good job, but I think this time it has to be Azuna. He was doing so much work for our Elektro. Unfortunately, like, you know, they couldn't win the game with that, but he was doing a lot of work.
I can respect that, and everyone should respect that as well, because it's unheard of to award a reasonable MVP as well award to somebody, you know, on the losing side. It's just a real shame because he was just doing so much work, especially in that golden cap. That was just, I mean, it wasn't like he was having a bad game and then that tipped him over the edge. That he was having a really good game and then that just just kept on giving. It just it sucks. But it's TF2. Yeah, we got the logs up for kicks.
Yeah, you can see like in the golden cap 6-2 for the stats for Azunis. Like he was getting a lot of kills. Like after that first mid fight, especially, he was doing a lot of top damaging as well. Oh no, Wednesday I had some more damage, but
you know what else is a kicker as well? Like throughout the entire game, I was highlighting how Eames was kind of crawling all over Ratslayer at the initial mids, and the one mid that if you know he definitely lost out demo v demo was the golden cap one.
Yeah, I also saw he failed his rollout. Just pointing that one out. He missed his jump in the spawn, so he was delayed a little bit. I don't know if that was the key of losing them the middle, but
I think it was actually, because if he got to the health pack a bit sooner, he wouldn't have taken so much initial damage from Ratslayer. So
that's the thing, yeah. Those small mistakes can cost you around.
There, look at it, Ratslayer. He's the bully of the golden cap. 2 kills onto Eames, paid back. All right. Well, have I seen enough? Yeah, I've seen enough. Alright, so that was our golden cap. That was our 2 matches, actually, of the bin. ETF2L Season 30, sponsored by STN Trading and Scrap.tf. We could do interviews. It depends if the players are down, if they're itching to get in here. Maybe they're just too busy popping. And they could be popping some champagne. But yeah, the pain are going to be probably too high on a victory to join us this evening, and I don't think Elektro are in the mood either. But we did get like a sneaky Alba interview halfway through, so you can always just rewind the tape if you really need to hear a pro player talk. So I guess if this is the end, Kratos, have you got any closing words for us? Maybe some shout-outs? Anything on your mind?
Thanks for having me. Shout-outs to all the viewers, obviously. And GG's and congrats to the bin.
Alright, I too will shout out to #bin for the win. I also like they're building a community. They've actually sponsored the TTD team to be the Bin Black. But whether or not I will be asked to change every single page and stat page and whatnot will be another day. Anywho, I want a big shout out to Kratos for joining me on the co-cast. It's been a lovely evening casting with you, Kratos. Quite the marathon. So well done. It's like not a single bit of rust on you from the old days of casting.
Thanks.
Gonna give a big shout out to Beta as well, doing the not just one map, not just 2 maps, not just 3, but 4 stinking maps of ETF2L this evening. A big clapper to him. And I'm gonna big shout out to our teams tonight. Even though we didn't see all of them in the interview, I'm going to big shout out to the Bin, the Bus Crew, and Elektro. This has been our coverage of Week 2 and Week 1. Again, that season was ETF2L Season 30, sponsored by STN Trading and Scrap.tf. Our maps have been Process, Gully Wash, Granary, and Granary. And I've been TurboTabs, Kratos again on the co-cast, Beta on the production. This has been Team Fortress TV, Discord, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We've got it all, even a website as well. You can find it at teamfortress.tv. See you next time.